Hi, welcome to the channel. Jake, and this is our 2 cents, where we talk everything boxing, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. In today's live, we will be discussing rematch for Eubanks and Conor Benn, the Tank rematch confirmed, and Turkey getting exposed. But before we do that, make sure you punch that like and subscribe button, and make sure you let me know and drop it below your 2 cents as we go throughout the live. Be sure to help support the channel by punching that like and subscribe button. Listen, still haven't hit the 100 likes yet. I know we can do it. I know y'all could do it. Make sure you punch that like button. If you're listening to the replay of this live, make sure you smash the like button. Be sure to help monetarily support the channel by hitting the Cash App at 2 cents boxing, or dropping a Cash App with your 2 cents. And if you're listening to the replay, be sure to drop a super thanks in the comment section. Let me know I'm doing a good job. That's how I know how good I'm doing. I know when people are monetarily supporting the channel that they enjoying the lives, they enjoying the content, they enjoying the topics. So let me know I'm doing a good job. How's everybody doing this fine Sunday? I want to thank everybody that joined me yesterday for with the kickback. We had a little kickback, watched the Conor Benn fight. And I watched the fight yesterday just as a fan, just a fan of boxing. I watched the fight. I didn't do too much thinking. I just chilled, watched the fight, had a good time, had good conversation. Now, after watching the fight, listening to the post-fight press conferences, seeing Eddie Hearn capping his ass off, I watching people's reaction, even people's reaction on my live yesterday, And listen, let me say this. This time I wait till a couple more people pull up in here. Or maybe I just get started because I'm on. It's a quick show. We only 5 to 7 a day. But hold on, y'all. I got to get my eye drops because my eyes are itching. Give me 1 second. All right, I'm back. So after the fight, I've been listening to a couple people talk about it. Been on Twitter, post sites, and I want y'all to let me know if I'm tripping. But listen, it was a good fight. It was a good fight. And first, I want to say, are Conor Benn and Chris Eubank big enough names in the UK to sell out 65,000 seats? That was kind of crazy to me. And I said before the fight, I had I thought it was weird that nobody was, in an uproar about Eubanks coming down in weight and the weight rehydration clause. Like nobody was like really just on Conor being asked about that. Um and I'm like, okay, so then I watched the fight and I'm seeing I watched the weigh-ins and I'm like, man, Eubanks looks terrible. Like he looked terrible at the like he looked terrible the whole build up to the fight because he's trying to cut this weight that he's probably naturally can't cut. He looked terrible trying to cut the weight in the sauna suit, the sauna blanket, all of that. He looked woozy at the weigh-in. He looked woozy in the ring. His pop ain't had no punches. He couldn't sit down on his punches. Conor Benn was I felt like Conor Benn should have been able to knock him out, but Conor Benn was obviously too small, I guess, that he couldn't even beat a weight drain. Eubanks. I'm talking about severely weight drain Eubanks. And so I started thinking like, and people is like, this the best fight. And listen, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. This is my opinion. It was a good fight. Don't get me wrong. It was a good fight. Some people saying, oh, this the best fight I ever seen, and this and that. And I'm like, is it the best fight I've ever seen? It was a good fight. It was an entertaining fight, but I wouldn't say it's the best fight I've ever seen. And I'm thinking like, why was this fight entertaining? The fight was entertaining because Conor Benn was too small to do anything, and Chris Eubanks was too drained to do anything. So that's why the fight was entertaining, in my opinion. And so I'm like, is this because now people talking about a rematch, and I'm like, I don't want to see a rematch. Do you want to see Conor Benn, a too small Conor Benn, fight a weight drain Chris Eubank again? The fight was cool. Y'all got away with it. Okay, he was able to, and I think a lot of people like it because of the perseverance of Chris Eubanks because he was able to push through being weight drained and fight 12 rounds, even though he was like getting knocked around, hitting the back of the head, and all of this crazy stuff that the referees wasn't calling. And I don't know. I would say no. I wouldn't want to see the rematch, but it was a good fight. If they have a rematch, I'll watch it. But I guess this is what fans want to see. They want to see fighters fighting each other at disadvantages. Am I wrong in thinking that? Like y'all want to see fighters fight each other at disadvantages? But then when Tank brings somebody up that's a champion 5 pound, like I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. I think they're like really overreacting reacting to this fight, in my opinion. I think that Eddie Hearn is trying to paint Conor Benn as some people's champ hero, like he just stepped up to this great challenge when you tried to put your opponent, and I get it, it's boxing if you the A side or whatever, but you tried to put your opponent at the like you try to get every single advantage that you could possibly have where you're just like he barely making it through the fight and you still can't beat this dude. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. But it was a good fight, but it's just like Conor Benn, you too small, you coming up two weight classes. And Chris Eubank, you too drained. Like go back and rewatch that fight. It looked good when you watching it, but then you watch it again. Eubanks doing a lot of slapping. Conor Benn doing a lot of missing. Like it was a good scrap. That's what it was. It was a scrap. Looked like a rough sparring session. I got a homie on here, Mr. Moss. He always like to talk about technical boxing. I'm curious. I'm curious what his opinion is about that fight because there was no technical boxing at all. Even though Chris Eubanks was piecing up Conor Benn. What y'all saying in the chat? Y'all want to see a rematch? Let me see. Let me see. And make sure y'all punch that like and subscribe button. You can call in at 281-845-2103. Now, Friday is my call-in show, but you can call in any show if you want. But call in Fridays is where I mainly have a topic for people to specifically call in and talk about. Boxing Hacker says that was a good fight in retrospect. Okay. I wonder if the weight will be the same in the rematch. Now, I'm Eddie Hearn saying that the everything gonna be the same in the rematch, but he want Conor Benn to come down even more in weight. Like what? I don't think Conor Benn is gonna fight Chris Eubank again. Like I don't think they should even. They should just go on about their business. They should just go on about their business. And I think they're talking about Eubanks fighting Canelo. Why? Who wants to see Chris Eubank fight Canelo? Like Canelo. Listen, if Canelo fights Chris Eubank, I'm just done with Canelo. Like for real, I'm already not paying attention to this William Skull fight. Like I've really never really been a Canelo fan like that, but I check out his fights. But I'm not watching him fight no William Skull. I'm not watching him fight no Chris Eubank. Eubank was extra weak with that weight cut. All things. Boxing Hacker say Eubank will probably die if he tries to make that weight again. Yeah, and they talking about doing the rematch in September. Nah, bruh. Because this is the thing, and this is why I'm gonna say this. Like, I would say Chris Eubank and Conor Benn, and y'all tell me if I'm wrong, are C plus B minus fighters at best, maybe B plus at best, and they are able to sell 65,000 seats in the UK because of their dads. That's crazy. I mean, you gotta give it up to Eddie Hearn and whoever else put that fight together over there. 'Cause listen, that egg slap. Why they want to find him $100,000 for that egg slap? That egg slap put this fight on the map. It went viral. I'm sure that's why a lot of people tuned into it. I'm telling you, they should be paying him for marketing. Let's see. Jab Queen boxing. Hell no, I don't want to see no rematch. Let it go. Canelo walks over Eubanks. Why is this fight even in contention? Like why are we talking about it? In USA, they are C plus fighters, but in the UK, they are legends, I guess. I guess. I don't know. I do not know. So I think the Tank rematch has been confirmed. I think they said July 19th will be the Tank rematch. Shout out to Big Supreme in the building. Big Supreme, come co-host with me. I'm gonna drop the link if you can come up. If not, Cool. Jab Queen Boxing, link in the chat, July 19th. So it's rumored to be July 19th. So let's talk about this, right? They haven't made no announcement. They haven't came out with no flyer. They haven't said none of that. They just saying July 19th. That's when it's the rumor, alleged, all of that. So if the date changes from July 19th, guess what? It's still not postponed because it ain't been scheduled. And guess why they said they moved the date? Because they was trying to get certain fights on the undercard. So once again, do not let YouTube play with y'all emotions and keep trying to tell y'all that every time something happens with the event or anything regular that happens in any event build up or trying to put a fight together, don't let them attach a negative narrative to it and make you think Tank is doing something, PBC is broke, all this other crazy stuff that they keep talking about. We got Jab Queen Boxing on a.
What is up? Happy Sunday, good people. I do not want to see no goddamn rematch. I didn't really want to see that fight. Just because of the backstory, it was like, okay, I get it. It's interesting. So, I'll watch it, but don't nobody want to see that damn rematch. But the amount of tickets that they sold in the UK, I ain't mad at that. That's why I said they got to be legends over there. Their families.
I mean, the ticket's like $20 though. Like they got a cap on how much
Oh,
they can sell tickets and stuff for.
oh.
Yeah, that's
Well,
what
I mean,
people
it
don't
still
understand the
looked better.
difference.
It looked better. For appearance's sake, it looked better than that Saudi card. You know what I'm saying? They ain't have to reduce the venue or nothing. So I'm just glad they ain't rob them. You know what I'm saying?
Eubanks. I mean, they couldn't. I feel like you. I was saying it the whole fight. Like Eubanks is piecing up, kind of been. He getting some shots, but he getting beat up. He get that jab. He couldn't get past his jab.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter to Eddie and Turkey. So I'm just glad that what I mean. They didn't get the opportunity to rob.
Yeah.
Because I was showing up biting my nails like, Lord have mercy. Look at Turkey face. You know what I'm saying? Well, what you could see behind them damn glasses. But I was like, Lord, please. But yeah, you're right. I mean, it wasn't really much they could do. But they both looked tired, right? They both looked like they was like,
No, I knew Chris Eubanks was gonna be tired because he was weight drained. I don't know why Conor Benn was so tired. Like, how you just as tired as Eubank and you fully hydrated and healthy?
Child, I don't know, but he looked toe the hell up at that post presser. I was like, damn, he whooped you out.
Shout out Mr. Shelton on the panel.
The
Shout
show.
out Boxing Hacker on the panel.
God, they go to neighborhoods.
What's up, two cent?
What up? You gotta mute Mr. Shelton. You gotta feedback. Turn me down in the YouTube.
Yeah. I told y'all last week that Eubank was gonna beat that dude, man. Conor Ben's,
Yep.
he's decent at 147, but he's just too small for Eubank. You couldn't. He was
Yep.
too small.
Yeah.
His power didn't translate. He broke the man's jaw. I mean, that happens in a fight, but I hope he goes back to 47. He'll have some competitive fights at 47. I don't know who he beats. Maybe he beats Barrios. Maybe he doesn't, because Barrios has fought better competition than him. I mean, that's the biggest thing we saw yesterday was the fact that Conor Benn hasn't been in there with anybody. He hasn't fought any top competition. He throws all shots. He gasses himself out, and that's not going to work against the upper echelon.
You're just not good. Rock Tackle, what's your 2 cents? What you got?
Yo, what's up, two cent? Hope I'm delay. Haven't been there
Yeah, I'm about to
real
say
good.
somebody sounding
But
staticky
yeah, I like the
and
fight.
delayed.
Yeah, I
Do I
like the
sound
fight
delayed?
too. No.
Yeah, I like the. No, I really like the fight. I thought it was like a really good match. At the end of the day, like they really both. You could tell they both laid out on the line. You know what I'm saying? Um, I do want to. I'm excited for a rematch. I wouldn't mind it at all. Like I thought they fought well. I don't know if Eubank can make that weight again. I think that shit was diabolical the way he made weight the first time. So if we can do it again, let's see it. As far as them being big stars, it's not only about them being big stars, but Eubank and Conor Benn Sr. They both had like a big ass rivalry, and it's just like the interest grows because now their sons are like taking up the mantle like of what they did basically. So it's huge in the UK. That's big. That's a big money fight. So it makes sense they'll do it again.
Well, I was
I was
on some UK channels reading some comments that they don't like Eddie Hearn over there in the UK.
Well,
They don't
Damn,
like
hey,
just
Eddie
when
Hearn.
I thought he was loved over there, because I said we don't like him over there. They gotta love Eddie Hearn over there.
They
Well,
do
boy,
not like
was
Eddie
I
Hearn
wrong.
over there.
Good
he's a
God.
good. I don't know what people's problem is. He's actually a good promoter. Like
He
I don't
You know
know.
obviously
what,
not.
Boxing Hacker? I would expect somebody like you to say that.
Bryson
I
Hacker,
really
he just
would.
got Conor Benn ass whooped. Another one of his fighters
Promoters
he got beat
promoters
up.
don't wait 2 cents. Promoters don't dictate fights. They can't control if their fighter's gonna win or lose. That's on the fighter and the trainer. That's not on the promoter. They
All
make the
right,
fights
Bryson Hacker.
happen and they promote the fights. That's all they do.
Hannibal,
Ninja,
And,
please.
What's your hold on? Hannibal say Eddie is a good promoter. Hannibal, what's your
yeah,
favorite matchroom match card? Because Hacker told me Eddie Hearn was his favorite promoter, and he don't even have a favorite matchroom fight. So I know he capping. Shout out to Big Supreme and Fight Sports Talk on the panel.
What's up?
What up? What up?
What's the word?
Now,
Y'all can hear me?
I know y'all just got here. Yeah, we hear
Yeah,
you, Big Supreme.
Big Supreme. Do you want to go first or?
Nah, I just wanted to say, I still think Ben will stop Barrios, and I think Eddie's a decent promoter, in my opinion. But I'll let you go.
Yeah, well, first of all, Ty, congrats on your starting your channel. Yeah, my thoughts on Eddie haven't changed. I mean, he's a good promoter, but I mean, I've said it repeatedly on the show. He can talk well. In fact, he might be the best talker in boxing, but he's never actually built a star up from the bottom. And I'll talk about this on my channel how he became a big promoter, and that's why Frank Warren has been able to come back and overtake him like he overtook his dad, because he built stars up from the bottom. Eddie Hearn didn't. So, yeah. And Conor Benn, 2 cents. I called the fight on your show. He showed great heart, but we'll have to see how he does going forward. Like I said on a British show after the fight, I don't know if he'll take the rematch because Eubank now has a say in what weight it takes place at. So if he's less dehydrated and he fights at a higher weight, then I don't know if Conor Benn lasts the distance. So it's going to be interesting moving forward. And yeah, Eddie takes another blow, and I mean, I can name my favorite Eddie Hearn shows like I can name my favorite Al Heyman shows and everything. So yeah, it is what it is.
Exactly, Fight Sports. So, and this is why people think Eddie Hearn is a good promoter. Promoters don't build stars; they make fights. What you have to build fighter. If you
Yeah,
have
I
a
disagree with that.
fighter with talent, you have to build them into a star. And the reason why Eddie Hearn don't build stars is because he don't. He's listen.
He don't know
If you
how.
want to fight If you want to
I
fight
want
this,
AJ.
he should change his name from Matchroom Promotions to Feeder Promotions. Because if you want to fight to get their ass whooped, you go call Eddie Hearn and you make a fight with one of his fighters.
Can I
Because he gonna give you a fighter. I
I
don't
think
understand how y'all don't see this.
I think
also
AJ
two
AJ
two
is a
cents? Do you
good
mind?
her fighter. He did good.
Hold on,
What
Hacker.
are we talking about?
Hacker, do you mind? 2 cents. Do you mind if I comment on that? Because again, Hacker, I knew somebody was going to bring up AJ. He didn't build. AJ was a golden goose gifted to him on a silver platter. Like he was a big, good looking, powerful, exciting heavyweight, Olympic gold medalist.
I'm gonna let you say pause.
All
But go ahead.
uh, fuck. That may have come out wrong. Shit. Fuck. Can we can we
You good Fight
can
Sports? We know
we
what you mean.
Jesus,
Go
can
ahead.
we
Please mark.
all right,
I'm
This is
messing with
DL
you, Black
relationship.
Sports. I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you.
DL relationship going on.
Ty,
Just kidding.
I'm
Hacker,
messing with you. Go ahead. I'm
all
messing
right,
with
all right, all right, all right. We're gonna pretend that didn't happen. He was Joshua was always going to become a star. He never Frank, and to Hannibal, who said promoters don't build stars. Frank Warren built Prince Nassim. He built Joe Calzaghe. He built Ricky Haddon, and he he took them to the biggest fights of their careers.
Ricky
Eddie
Burns
Hearn,
too, right?
he didn't. Ricky Burns as well. Whereas Eddie Hearn, he had Tony Bellew, he had Cal Brook. I've said it before on this very show. He never had those guys fight the other champions in their divisions. He gave them sort of freak show fights, like Cal Brook went and fought Golovkin, Bellew fought David Hay. He doesn't have experience building stars up from the bottom, and it shows. Like, he gets a
Conor
lot of
Benn
big
fighting
names.
Eubank, another circus ass fight. Come on, y'all.
But Frank Warren,
He's tried to build Conor Benn into a star by fighting an old guy who was drained and past his best, and he still didn't win. So it is what it is. Eddie, and now you see Eddie being all bitter in the press conference. Like, Frank Warren is a bitter scumbag, but yeah, if Frank Warren is a bitter old man, but Frank Warren has experience and Eddie Hearn doesn't. This is why Eddie Hearn's dad didn't last in boxing. So it is what it is.
but Joe Kawasaki always complains about Frank Warren, though. Remember that fight? Remember fight Sports Talk? Joe Kawasaki said Frank Warren robbed him.
Hacker, hold on. Hacker, I just said Frank Warren is a scumbag. I'm not defending Frank Warren as a person. I'm saying he's a better promoter than Eddie Hearn.
Yeah, but when it comes to promoter, right, like he doesn't take care of his fighters either, right? Like, if the fighters are saying that they're getting robbed by the brother, is that really?
That's not what I said.
Yeah, that's not what I said. Argument, Hacker.
Hacker, I'm talking about
a whole different argument. I hate when you do that.
Y'all
That's
know
not what
we
we're
reach
talking
the
about, bro.
stars.
Yeah, Hacker. I said, Hacker, I think Eddie Hearn is a nicer man than Frank Warren, but I'm talking about his skills as a promoter. Like, I've criticized Al Heyman plenty of times, but when Al Heyman when he's got champions, he puts them together very quickly. He did that at welterweight. He did that with Jamel Charlo at light middleweight. He did that with the heavyweights. So you can being a good matchmaking big fights doesn't putting champions against each other that's what promoters do. It depends. How do you build stars? All right.
Here's the problem, though, right? You just
let him cut you off. Boxing Hacker, you heard him talking. Why are you so rude, bruh? Let him finish.
I hear what I'm saying. I'm saying here's the problem, though, right? Like,
this guy.
You described the AJ situation, right? However, you say AJ had the looks. You say AJ was like a golden goose. He had the looks for it and everything, right? But you can make the same argument for Prince Nassim. You can make the same argument for Kawasaki.
No, Hacker, sorry. Hacker, look.
Because they all have great personalities.
Hacker, hold on. Hacker, I can respond.
Y'all go back and forth. Come on, one at a time. Go ahead,
yeah, sorry,
Fight Sport.
Hacker.
I'm a moderate. Go ahead, Fight Sport.
Yeah, sorry, Hacker, but there's a big difference between heavyweights and every other weight class. Joshua was always going to be a star. Like, there's a reason Deontay Wilder became a decent star for Al Heyman, because he was an exciting heavyweight. Whereas guys like Prince Nassim, they had to be built up slowly and carefully. And another reason why Eddie Hearn doesn't really know what he's doing is because Eddie Hearn, he had money when he came into the sport, whereas Frank Warren, he was a blue-collar guy who had to build himself up from the bottom. And Joshua is actually a really good example. Eddie Hearn didn't give Joshua the right amount of fights to build himself technically, because you saw when he started losing, I mean, when he fought Daniel Dubois, he was an amateur because he didn't have enough time to develop his skills because Eddie Hearn rushed him. He saw the opportunity for him to become a superstar against... All right.
But see, now we're mixing this up. Now we're mixing the argument.
Talking about, man.
Hold on. Time out, because I gotta let Big Dog. I gotta let everybody else get their 2 cents. But I'm gonna say this: Anthony Joshua had no business fighting Andy Ruiz. That was some more dumb shit by Eddie Hearn. And I don't know why y'all want to sit here and act like it's not promoters' job to maneuver and move their fighters correctly to build them up. That is asinine, and that's the exact reason why Eddie Hearn don't got no stars. He's the star of Matchroom Boxing. Nope, don't cut me off. He's the star of Matchroom Boxing. When you think of Matchroom Boxing, you think of Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua, and that is it. You don't think of nobody else. Jab Queen Boxing, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
I have my thing on mute. No, I agree. And what I was gonna say is, I do not believe that Eddie is a good trainer. So I'm eager to for them to explain to me how they think that, because look at what he's doing with Shakur Stevenson. I mean, although he's done a little bit better with Boots, he not really much better. So what exactly are y'all so in love with when it comes to Eddie Hearn?
I only like that Eddie Hearn matches. Well, again, I think he treats his fighters pretty well compared to guys like Arum and Frank Warren. I do like that when he gets fighters under his wing, he does start matchmaking them pretty tough. But all promoters do that. Like Frank Warren and Bob Arum, Al Heyman, De La Hoya, they've all had times where they protect their stars, but they've also had plenty of times where they matchmake their guys very tough. So Eddie Hearn essentially, there's nothing. I've always said there's good things about him, but he's not. There's nothing that stands out about him so much better than the other promoters.
Hey, can I say something real quick?
Yeah, hold on, Rich. Let me say this real quick, and I'm gonna let Rich go and Big Dog Willie. But this opinion I have of Eddie Hearn, it hasn't just started. Like I said, like once I made a conscious decision to really watch and understand what was going on with boxing, quickly noticed that why the hell do Eddie Hearn fight? When he came in, like why his fighters be losing so many fights? But go ahead, Rich.
And that's why I want to pick up on. As far as if you want to see a fighter duck, or you like fighters that duck, then you got a problem with Eddie Hearn. But if you want to see fights that like if he gets somebody under his wing that's a good fighter, and if you want to see him fight another good fighter, I'm pretty sure you would like Eddie Hearn. But if you want to see other fighters duck and all that stuff, go to PBC and look at them and all that type of shit. That's what I want to say.
All right,
Rich, hold on, Rich. That last 5 versus 5, didn't all of Eddie's fighters lose?
That's it. But it's good because he ain't
But
trying to
That's
matchmake
good.
to fight some bums.
But this was crazy.
Y'all saying Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua fought some good people before he lost to Ruiz. He fought Joseph Parker. He even fought Mitchell. He fought some good people before he even fought them people. Nobody was complaining when he was you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but my thing is this, right? Like how does PBC protect their fighters, bro?
They
No, I was just playing. I was just playing around with that's all.
Well,
I was playing around.
All right, let me let
But they
Big
do.
Dog.
But they
Let me let
do
Big
that
Dog
though.
Willie go.
They do. But I was
Go
playing
ahead, Big
around.
Dog. Oh, this is what I want to say
Which
before
one
Big
is
Dog
it? You
Willie
was
go.
playing around or
Hold
they
on,
do?
Zab.
No, I was playing around, but they be
You was
doing
playing
that
around.
sometimes, but not all.
Rich,
Not
cut it out.
Big
top
Dog
rank
Willie,
match
I'm gonna
make
let you
two.
go.
I'm trying.
Let me say
I'm
this.
waiting. I'm just waiting.
Go ahead.
Hey,
If
Big Dog Willie.
If Al Heyman fighters were losing, I can guarantee you, y'all would not be saying Al Heyman is a good promoter. Go ahead, Big Dog Willie.
He's
Okay,
not
so
promoted.
okay. Oh, let me just say something. Damn. Okay, let's get the Eddie Hearn shit out the way. This guy is a silver spoon. Got his job from his daddy, and he's not as good as his daddy making the fights. Point. Period. He had AJ. If it wasn't for AJ, Eddie Hearn wouldn't be all that great. And that's the truth. AJ was a good start. He beat up people, and then he got in a ring with somebody and he lost. It was his fault that he didn't get the confidence back up to beat other fighters. That's on him. So I don't understand where this Eddie Hearn's a great promoter. He's no better than Bob Arum, no better than Al Heyman, no better than Oscar De La Hoya. He's no better than they are. So he just had a little war chest for a minute. He had a little bit of money, so he got the right fighters. He didn't do nothing with them. He had two of the most talented fighters right now. He's not doing nothing with them. Shakur and Boots. He's not doing
And he
nothing with
got
them.
banned. He
Nah, I
got
disagree
banned
with
too.
that, bro.
Hold
I'm
on,
not
let
gonna
me
lie to
finish.
you.
Let me finish.
You know what, Big Dog Willie? When you're not trolling, you all right. But continue.
No, I don't. I know when I this last. You can ask KO or anybody. Last summer when he went to Eddie Hearn, I was heated when Shakur went to Eddie Hearn. 'Cause I thought this is going to be some bullshit. And what has he done? Some bullshit. I mean, the first fight with the dude that he hurt his hand, and then with Padley, because what's the name? His fight with Schofield, he got poisoned by the CIA or something like that. Whatever happened there.
Now you're doing too
So
much.
no, who Schofield?
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. I disagree with everything you're saying, big dog. But go ahead though.
No, for real.
Yeah, I
Who-
agree. I
that's-
disagree as
I
well.
mean, it's not like we're not saying like, oh, Eddie. I'm just saying that Eddie Hearn. if a Eddie Hearn, this all I'm gonna say, right? If a Eddie Hearn fighter is fighting, I'm gonna bet against him. And I should have known that
Damn.
with this Conor Benn fight, but I thought that since Eubanks was weight drained, Conor Benn was gonna be able to get him, but I was wrong. So
You
that's
really
all I'm
thought?
saying.
No, but
Can I
hold on.
say
I'm not
Hold
saying Eddie
on.
Hearn don't
Two
have no
cents. Do you
successful
really
fights.
believe that?
Yeah, man, I didn't think Eubanks was gonna be able to make it all 12, and he barely did.
I just
Did you
knew
see
that
him
he
at the weight? Did
because
you see him?
He
Connor's
fucking
not
with.
that good at all. He's not good.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. That's cap. Like y'all make it seem like this dude is Rolly or something, bro. Like Conor Benn could definitely fight, bro. The only thing with Conor Benn I have a problem with, he doesn't have a jab and his IQ and punch selection is off. But I think that you
And
could
he can't
yeah.
attribute
fight on the
that to
inside.
his
That's a lot.
trainers and
That's a
stuff like
lot.
that. Listen,
That's a
that's
lot.
not really a lot because there's a lot of things that a lot of fighters don't do and they're successful. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like with
His
him, Conor
defense is
Benn,
suspect. Okay, just go
in
ahead.
Conor Benn's case, I feel like he needs to get away from his father. That's what I think. I think he needs to go to different trainers and go to different gyms. He's been under Tony Sims for years. A lot of Tony Sims fighters kind of fight similarly. So I felt like if he was to go to like a Bomac or someone like that, Ronnie Shields or Freddie Roach or somebody else that can hone his skills, I think he would be way better. Like he's athletic, he's agile, he's explosive, he has great hand speed. He just needs to tighten up some things. And I feel like for him to move up 2 weight classes and fight Chris Eubank and last the distance, I think I commend him for that. And that might just be me.
But Eubanks
Somebody
was
else might
drained
say,
though.
well, he
Yeah,
weight
it's
trained.
definitely just you, Big Supreme, because I
I don't
mean
think it's
he
just
looked
me.
like a shell of himself, bro. Every punch you bring through, he looked like he's about to pass the hell out.
I
And
get
what do it
that.
say that you can't even knock out a drain, nigga?
I
I
don't
think
know,
it's more of
man. I don't know. I feel
I
like
think it's
him
more
looking
like a
like he about
style
to
issue,
pass
though.
out. You could attribute that to the body work. That's what I think. I feel like Conor Ben IQ was not all there because he had him hurt several times, but he just didn't know how to capitalize on
You
it.
heard them the
Now,
whole fight.
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
look. So now
Uh,
the rehydration clause, I feel like that should be negated because he missed weight. So you already missed weight, and he was allowed to rehydrate this before
That's the
odds.
whole point. He
What do
couldn't
you
do it. He
mean? He
barely could do
intentionally
it.
missed weight, bro. So you can't use that
He
as an
only missed
excuse.
He,
about 0.5.
It don't even matter. He still missed it. Same thing with
he,
Ryan Garcia. He
he
missed
act like
weight.
he act like he man. Come on, man. Supreme. Come on, man.
I'm just
but he
saying,
made
bro.
the
Like
next day weigh in.
y'all giving Conor Ben hell for moving up 2 weight classes, bro. Like, I get it. He's the easier guy to criticize, but it's funny how a nigga like Ryan Garcia could test positive for steroids and niggas still like this
Who
nigga.
who's
But
not?
then
We
Conor
we
Ben,
criticize Ryan Garcia. All I
I'm just saying,
do.
I'm talking in general, bro. I'm just saying, like,
Okay,
I feel like
okay,
the
okay.
criticism Conor Ben gets, I feel it's a little exaggerated because his
Yeah,
personality, how he conducts himself, I get that. But I'm saying in the ring, I see a fighter that has a lot of potential. I just feel like he needs a little bit more fine tuning. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong.
yeah.
Now, if he goes
I,
back to
I just felt
147,
like I just
154,
felt like Conor Ben he never had like he's missing a lot. I've always felt like he missing a lot. He had
Exactly.
that power when he had them eggs, and that
I just
his
think he missed
power
his jab too,
overshadowed
sis.
a
I ain't
lot of
gonna
his
lie.
flaws. And his IQ, he ain't got no footwork. He can't fight on the inside. He
His
missing a lot.
footwork is actually kind of decent. I
Wow,
feel
that's
like
all he
he can
did the
fight.
whole fight.
Yeah,
What are
he
you
has
talking about? He
good
can't fight on
footwork.
the inside. That's crazy.
I
He
feel
wasn't
He
like
can,
the main
he
thing
got
he
on the
needs,
inside, but neither one of them was fighting good on the
I think he
inside. What
needs a
do you mean?
jab. That's what he needs. He needs to get a jab.
uh,
His inside work ain't really all that, but I feel like I said, like he's not in the gym honing his skills with elite fighters. He's over there in the UK. No disrespect to them, but he needs to come to America and get good sparring and get a good trainer. I feel like he has the skill set to become something special, in my opinion. Now, maybe in 2 years, we find out that this nigga really was a bum. He's trash. He's a hype job. But what I see, I think he's decent. My opinion.
yeah,
What
I
weight
agree.
class is he at?
I think the
147?
only
Yeah,
147.
147.
I think the
He's
only
not
problem
there's nobody in
with 147
147 he can fuck with. For real.
You don't think he could
Barrios,
beat
man.
Barrios?
I think
Barrios
I
versus
think
And when
and
are we
Brian
going to
Norman was a good fight.
discuss this Eddie Hearn
I
protection program he has Conor Benn enrolled in? When are we going to get to that?
I mean, Brian
well
Norman and
I
Barrios was
think
a good fight for him.
Nobody cares, Ty. Nobody cares about
Brian
Conor
Norman will
Ben. He's
beat his
irrelevant.
ass.
I think he'll
I
knock Barrios
I
out.
Well, we're talking about him now, so he's really not that
well, I
irrelevant.
think
I'm just saying overall.
You talking about
I
him
think
now
Conor
because he
Benn
fought
beats.
yesterday. You will not be talking about Conor Benn next week. He's irrelevant.
I think he'll knock Barrios out for sure.
Shelton, come on now. The man just had a fight. We talking about him. How you gonna call him irrelevant at the same
And
time we talking about him? Don't do that.
Was you talking
And I think
about him
Brian
before the
Norman
fight?
and
And you gonna be talking
Conor
about him
Benn,
after this fight?
they have a similar style. They have similar style. Conor Benn and Brian Norman, they fight the same.
They look like
You
that.
think
They're
so?
like a boss fight.
You think so, Coach?
Yeah, they fight exactly the same.
I think Ben is just more explosive.
That's a slugfest
That
right
what you
there between
say?
those.
You think Norman Jr. is that bad?
No, Conor Benn is not a
I
bad
think
fighter.
Ben is more explosive and he has better footwork.
He's not a bad fighter
Conor Benn
in
is
my
very
opinion.
bad. He's not very good. He's not very good. He has
You
no
think? Hold on.
footwork.
You
He has
think
no jab. He's not
Conor
very
Benn
good.
can fight Norman Jr.? We're reaching now. We're reaching. We are reaching now.
Because listen, this recency
Norman
bias.
Jr.
That's a really good fight.
Listen. When Brian Norman fought Janelson Boca Chica and got knocked down, everybody was saying he was a hype job going into the Santalon fight. Oh, Santalon's going to stop him. He's going to knock him out. When Brian Norman performed and showed his level and knocked out Santalon, now he get all of these fans. So we're not going to sit here and say that this dude wasn't being written off 18 months ago. He got a fight at top.
You know the problem with
that's a 50-50 fight. Brian Norman Jr. and Conor Benn.
But the difference is nobody ever thought Conor Benn was good. Nobody's ever thought Conor Benn was good.
I would lean towards Brian Norman because of the punching power.
And I've been knowing Brian Norman since he was 15 years old. I know him personally. And I'm telling you, that's a 50-50 fight. I know Brian Norman. I know all his flaws.
I'll give the net edge to Norman because of the punching power.
But you know the problem with Conor Benn is that he fights at the same intensity. I was saying yesterday, like he's always fighting at the exact same intensity, like throughout the 12 rounds. You know, even when you see his workouts, the same exact intensity. I think if you don't switch it up, people end up timing you really well.
No, that kid's a problem, man.
He don't have no experience because he ain't fought nobody. Who has he fought? Conor Benn ain't fought nobody.
You know what? I think we say that about everybody. Have you ever noticed that we say that about everybody?
I disagree.
No matter who it is, they say they ain't fought nobody.
So Chris Van Heerden is somebody? Hold on, wait a minute. You telling me Chris Van Heerden is somebody, and you telling me that Chris Algieri is somebody, or maybe Jesse Vargas? That's a somebody.
And
Chris Algieri is somebody. Yeah.
Those are the best names on his resume besides Chris Eubank. Those are the best guys besides Chris Eubank. He ain't fought nobody, man.
That's boxing.
Chris Algieri is a name. What are we talking about?
Old guys fight young guys. That's what they do. That's boxing, brother. What are you talking about? Everybody has those old guys on their resume. First you're young, and then you're old. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
For Chris Eubank Jr., nobody.
Well, he did pretty good last night for not fighting nobody.
For him having no experience, he did pretty good against Chris Eubank.
Yeah, what are we talking about, man? Come on, man.
I mean, the dude is laid up in the hospital right now. But while we on the live, that dude is laid up in the hospital right now getting fluids. And
he still fucking lost. He lost. Well,
he's still banged up.
Yeah, but you act like the guy can't fight.
It doesn't matter. It's boxing. Somebody gonna win. Somebody gonna lose. Who cares, man?
And he lost.
You can't have two winners. Yeah, like it's a bad thing or something. Nobody.
He lost. You try to make him sound like he's a world beater. So like this guy's good. This guy's not good. Everybody at 147 at the top beats his ass. He's not that good.
He's undefeated at 147 though.
And you know what? And this is why the American market is so much different than UK market, because we'll take a fight like last. Hold on, but we'll take a fight like last night and we'll find some way to crap on it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for what? The dude was lost, man.
Hold on, no, you put words in my mouth. Hold on, I didn't say that. I think that was a fight of the year candidate. It was a great fight. But you try to compare him to the top of 147. Everybody at the top of 147 whoops his ass. He's not that good.
I disagree.
That's your opinion, brother. That's yet to be determined.
Exactly.
So I'm tired of all these hypothetical matchups. That's why we don't never get to fight, because we always got all these hypothetical matchups. Or we don't need to see that fight because we already know what's going to happen. Come on, why not? Let's see it.
Is this dude even in the top 10? Is this dude even in the top 10? Is he even in the top 10? Is he in the
Who?
top 10?
I think he is. I think he
Top
is.
10 at what though?
I think
We
he
don't
is
know.
at
Who you talking about?
I think he's in
147.
the top
Yeah,
10,
Yes,
but
I
we
top
think
don't
10
know
he
at
if
is.
he's
147.
Yeah, he's definitely
I
the
think
147.
I
At
think he is at
147,
147.
is he in
He's
the
top
top
10
10?
at 147 for
Of
sure.
course.
Yes, in my opinion,
Then put
yes.
his
I
ass
think
in
Of
he
course.
there.
Why
is.
not?
we don't know if he's top 5, and I think he beats Mario Barrios, but Barrios is a weak champion, and also we don't know how Conor Benn's going to look coming back from defeat. We don't know how he'll do dropping weight. I don't know how much weight he put on for this fight, so there's legit questions. And yeah, technically he's got plenty of issues, and he kind of got away with this fight a little bit because Eubank was past his best. He was drained. He's not going to be drained as much in the rematch. So yeah, there's plenty of questions about Ben. And what Eddie
Yo,
Hearn's
2
trying
cents,
to
I'll
do,
be back.
he wants Boots to become undisputed, and Boots will be undisputed. And then they're looking to build Ben into being like the future of the division. Ben's never going to be the future of the division if he stays where he's at. And because he's a rich guy who didn't have to really work his way into the sport, he may, like, this isn't like Keith Thurman or Errol Spence or Crawford coming up. So we'll see.
You guys, I gotta drop real quick. I'll come back on the line a little bit later, all right?
They said the
All
same
right,
thing about Boots. They said
All
Boots
right.
ain't fought nobody. So who has fought
Well,
anybody? You know what I
At
mean?
Ben,
47,
That right there, that's our
Barrios
go-to.
has
Or they
fought
ain't
some
fought.
people.
They ain't fought
Barrios has fought
nobody.
some people. Barrios has fought
They
some
say
people.
fought. They say Crawford ain't fought nobody. They say Canelo ain't
No,
fought
that's what y'all
nobody.
say. That's what y'all say. Y'all
I'm
say
just
that.
saying they, because that they person is that the they is like a boogeyman.
But,
You know,
Boxing Hacker, you
yeah,
leaving or you
but
staying?
Barrios has fought some people. You can't say Barrios ain't fought nobody. Barrios done fought some people.
Boxing Hacker, you leaving or you staying? I think he. All right, go ahead.
Mario really.
Huh?
Hold on, y'all.
Who
We
has
got
a
Dragon
TV on?
Assassin on the panel.
What's
Dragon
up,
Assassin,
Dragon?
what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
What's up?
Salute 2 cents. Yeah, I just caught your channel. I've just got back in. Listening to what I've just heard about Conor Benn at 147, I think he would actually give Barrios a run for his money. The only problem with Ben, I think he'd have a problem with his boots. Boots would give him problems, but Barrios and Brian Norman Sr. probably give him a bit of problem, but Ben would absolutely give them problems too. It's just Boots. I don't think he'd stand a chance against Boots, to be honest.
You think, what about who else at 47? You got Ryan Garcia, you got T.O. What about them guys? I think Ryan Garcia.
I think he knocks Teofimo Lopez out. I think he puts him
What?
to sleep.
I don't know about all
Absolutely.
that.
Man, Tio's a little
Yeah.
guy, man. He can't deal with that pressure and that violence, man.
Who you talking about, Coach? You know Conor Benn?
The same Tio, the same Tio who went life and death with Haggett, with that dude, he fought.
He did not
Yeah,
go like
Cambosa.
He just had a
yeah, well,
Yeah,
Cambosa.
but
that's
that's
supposed
He went like
to be.
one
I
thing
think
about
Cambosa.
Tio though. Tio is up and down, but I don't know about all that. I'm not gonna say
he beat. I think Conor
washes
Benn
Tio.
beats him. He's too
I don't know
big,
about
man.
all that.
Oh,
Tio's pretty talented,
Are
man.
you
Don't
guys talking
hate
about
on him.
Conor
He
Benn
can
and
fight.
I ain't
Teofimo?
hating on. I'm just telling my opinion. Just like you got your opinion, I got mine.
Okay,
If
okay.
there's a fight,
I
I'll
mean, but
put
he's
my money
talented.
on
Tio's
Conor
pretty
Benn.
talented.
Beat
Tio can
Tio.
fight though. Tio can
I'm not
fight.
high
Y'all
on
say
Tio.
Conor Benn? Y'all say Conor
Tio's too
Benn versus
inconsistent.
Teofimo?
I think he beats him.
Yeah, that's the conversation.
I think he beats him.
I
See,
think
Tio,
Conor
Conor
Benn
Benn.
those
killed
are
Teofimo. He knocks Teofimo out.
those fights aren't happening for a long time anyway. So we don't
Yeah,
know
he
how
knocked
they'll.
Teofimo out.
How the,
Teofimo too little.
I
That's
don't
what I'm
think
saying.
Conor.
I think Conor Benn puts him to sleep, man.
Hey,
Well,
Teofimo
TFE.
Lopez power never carried at
If
140.
Tio,
So imagine 147.
well, power
His
doesn't.
power would never
Yeah, that's
carried up
true.
there. His
Well,
power would
Rich,
never carried, so nobody was never like. That's why he was looking like that at 140. He
well,
Yeah,
looked good
Rich.
Teofimo,
against
man.
Booker,
No, he
I mean,
can't.
but
Teofimo
he
Lopez
looked
is
good
five. He's
against
No,
like
5'5".
Teofimo.
He's 5'5". That's how tall
he
he
looked
is.
like how he
Well,
looked at
TFE
135.
He's not a big guy,
We're not
man.
about to sit up here and just act like Tio trash though. Like we not about to
Nah,
do
he
that.
not
That's
trash,
what
but
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He act like
he
he's
know
garbage or something like
Like we
that.
not
he,
gonna do that.
he
No, he's
know
a
Tio,
when
name.
he
He's a
know when
name,
he
but
is trash. Until we see him fight at 147, that's when we really could judge him.
I could judge him off his
TFEMO's
last
still.
performance. I could judge him off that
Tio's
last
got way.
performance he just did. He didn't look good that last fight.
Tio's got
He got
way more skill than Conor.
he got
Tio's got
busted
way
up
more
the
skill
last
than.
fight. Teofimo got looked like
I
the
agree.
Elephant Man in the last fight.
Wait,
He
who
got
was his
busted
last
up.
fight? Claggett? That was his last
Yeah,
fight.
that dude lumped up Teofimo. He was punching on Teofimo Lopez. What are you talking about? That dude looked like the Elephant Man. I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't
well,
think very highly of Teofimo Lopez.
Yeah,
He
but
looked like the
Tio,
Frog Man.
you
yeah.
can't say
That
that
dude
though, because Tio
was
bruises
punching on
easy
him.
though.
Well,
Tio
Eddie,
bruises
Coach
easy,
Eddie,
and y'all know that. You could blow one
Coach
Tio and
Eddie,
his eyes
Tio,
gonna swell up. Like he bruises
Coach,
easy. That's just who he is.
Man, that dude's getting punched on that fight. He was getting punched on.
well, Coach Eddie, I agree. Yeah, he looks vulnerable. Tio's inconsistent, but he still has the clearest win over Lomachenko. So skill wise, he's
You
levels
talking about a
above
small
Conor
guy,
Benn.
man. You talking about a guy
But
who literally just fought at
well,
160 pounds
Eddie,
last night. I think Teofimo
Eddie,
Lopez is
look,
too small
I'm
to
the
deal
biggest
with him.
I'm the biggest Lomachenko fan, but he schooled him for the first 6 rounds with skill. So you can't take that away from Tio. We don't know if he's going to fight properly because he hasn't looked great since,
But
but he can replicate that. So
Man, when that fight like 2019 or 20 or something like
that
that.
was 20. That was
well,
20,
still,
and that was at 20, and he was 135, and he looked a
That's
little
what I'm
bit bigger
saying,
than
man. Y'all acting
he
like
looked big.
Tyson Fury riding off the
He looked.
Klitschko win, man. That jump happened
Eddie,
25 years ago, man.
Eddie,
Hold on, y'all. We gotta do
Eddie,
somebody new on the
I'm
panel.
not
Shout
doing
out
that.
Fly Frequency on the panel. What's your
Hey,
2 cents, Fly? What you
flyer
got for the
frequency.
show?
Salute to the queens. What's going on? What's up,
What's
everybody?
real?
What's up?
Frequency,
What y'all got?
I hear y'all talking about Tio. I think Tio issue is the style matchup. I think he have a lot of problems with boxers. Somebody that's going to box him. But when somebody's coming at him, I think that's when he shine. And
Yeah.
I think Conor Benn is that fighter that's going to try to come after him. So I think he probably will do really good with Conor Benn. He probably end up beating Conor Benn. That's what I think. If
I
Yeah,
he,
think
I think Conor Benn come over here fighting anybody over here, he gonna get beat. That's what I think.
I think
I
Conor
think
Benn overwhelmed Teofimo Lopez with activity and power and violence. That's what I think.
I
I
think
think Conor
y'all
Benn
sleeping on the four kings, man. Look, he one of the
no.
four kings.
Oh, here we go.
I think Ben beats Barrios. I think Ben beats Barrios, but I think Tio is very good at countering. So I know what frequent flyers on about, but with Boots, no way. Tio, I think Tio's defense would be too much for Conor as well.
I think Brian Norman flips Teofimo Lopez over. I think Brian Norman will flip him. It'd be like a freaking car. It'll be like a car accident.
I don't see why everybody thinks so highly of him, man. I don't know.
I don't get the Norman thing. I mean,
I'm saying the
He
dude,
got power, but that's it.
the dude, Tio is a small guy. That's what y'all act like this dude little, man. He's a little
Yeah,
dude.
but
That dude is
so
small, man.
Tio is at 140 right now.
Like you acting like that means something.
Tio just went up, didn't he?
Nah.
If it didn't mean anything, they wouldn't have any weight class if it didn't mean anything.
No, I'm not saying it don't mean anything, but it's not that far
I said
away
it don't
though,
mean
bro.
nothing because he's saying it like, oh, Tio's a short guy or a small guy. That don't mean a goddamn thing. We don't seen Tank knock out how many niggas bigger than him? I'm not saying Tio knocks him out. I'm just saying you
That's
can't
Tank.
use that as a
Tank ain't no
privilege.
Tio. Tio
Yeah,
ain't
I
nowhere
gotta
near
say
Tank.
Tank is an anomaly. Tank is an anomaly.
Why do you think that JDM say I think you guys are not aware that Ben isn't going back to 147 ever? Why you think that, JDM? Is that what he said? I thought he said he was going back to 47. He wanted to fight Barrios. Is Barrios at 47 or 54?
Yeah, Barrios said he's the weakest. He's the
He did
weakest
say. I
champion at
thought he said that in the
147.
post conference myself. I thought he said that in the post conference.
Yeah,
That's what I thought. Hearn said anyway that he wanted Barrios at 47. I could have sworn I heard that.
I think Conor stopped Mario Barrios. He's the weakest champion at
Conor ain't got no
47.
gas tank. Conor ain't got no gas.
He is the weakest link.
His condition.
I don't know about that. Keith Thurman didn't stop Barrios.
Hey, Queen, that's the same thing I was thinking. With looking at that fight, why Conor Benn was so tired? He not the one that was drained.
I know it's because he had that extra weight, but I think when I watch Conor Benn fight, he gasses out. Like after he stopped eating them eggs, he would gas out and fight. So
they threw 1,500 punches.
I knew that extra weight had him gassing out too.
They threw 1,500 punches last night. That could be maybe why they were gassed out.
And when you throw in so much punches and you're missing your target, it takes it out of you
I was
anyway.
just about to say, when you miss punches, it takes more energy than when you actually land. So,
And that's
And
why
then
I don't
a
know why.
lot of that guy, you know, you got to remember Chris Eubanks is a crafty veteran. He was leaning on him, he was tying him up. You
Yeah.
know, he was turning him, doing all that stuff, man. So he used them old veteran tactics on him to wear him down. Because, like, think about it,
oh
the
really?
2 cent, hold on, cause 2 cent, you almost your bet almost came through because
Man,
god dang, Conor Benn hit him with a left hook, and that dude did the stanky leg a couple of times. He just couldn't finish him.
he kept
Yeah.
getting wobbled.
He hurt Eubanks,
He
and
kept getting wobbled. And I feel like Eubanks, I
just couldn't
mean,
finish
being
him.
IQ is low. He didn't recognize he had him hurt like that.
Well, I think when you're a
Wait,
veteran, you know
you
how to
talking about
survive.
Eubanks? You talking about Eubanks getting hurt, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Eubanks got hurt a few times in that fight.
Yeah, I think
JDM
because he was
Conor Benn
drained,
had
man, and
127 in years.
he was drained, and that rehydration clause he was feeling the effects of that, man.
And I was gonna win big last night if Ben would have knocked out Eubanks. But
Like,
the odds had Chris. I mean, the odds had being losing.
but
So
when he got hurt, he was smart enough to grab and hold and survive.
Yeah.
And that's a veteran thing. You know, a guy
Yeah.
don't have any experience. You know, so you're gonna get stopped when you get hurt. But hey, you get hurt, hey, grab the dude, hold on to him. You
Yep.
know, put him in the headlock. He kept putting him in the headlock. You know, wearing him out, putting his weight on. That's how he wore him down.
Yeah.
Because that
Sitting
dude,
down on him.
Ben came out smoking. He was trying to get him out of there like the first 4 rounds. He said, "Let me wear this dude out a little bit." He wore him out. He slowed up. And that's when he started picking him apart. You know, with the jab. But it was still a good fight. Still back and forth action.
Yeah.
would y'all say they A level, B level, C level? What ranking would y'all get them?
About B
B
And
level.
minus.
I got Dragon Assassin from the UK, so I'm interested to see
I
the
give it fight.
difference.
I'll give it fight of the year so far, but for skill wise, I wouldn't say it's A level for skill. It was just a good brutal brawl. It was war. Skill wise, it's not like it was. It's not like you were looking at Boots or Shakur, Devin, Tank, like skill wise. But for the war, yeah, it was entertaining.
Oh, okay. That's okay because I know a lot of people was just like, I don't know, fight of the year. If you go back and I watched it, some clips from it, and it looked like Eubank was doing a lot of slapping. He was doing a lot of slapping.
The
Like,
reason
It
why, the
was a
reason
good
why I say,
fight, though. It was a
yeah, the
good
It
reason
was
why I
fight. It
say,
was
another
fun to
guy he used to
watch.
slap a lot by the name of Joe Kawasaki. They say he used to slap a lot of people out too. He slapped a lot of people out and knocked them out. He slapped Jeff Lacey to death.
the reason why it's fight of the year is because of the history, because of like it lived up to the hype, and there was so much going on in the UK, like with the build up of the fight, with the dad saying he's not turning up, and then he's arriving as a last minute surprise, and then Eubanks talking to Eddie Hearn and not letting Eddie Hearn get his way, and a lot of stuff. It lived up to the hype, and a lot of people was all over, like out in the pubs, in the clubs, watching that fight. It lived up to the hype. It was
Yeah, if
mad.
oh,
you're
it
in
was
the
a
Great
big deal.
Britain,
It was a
did he
big
come
deal.
out with
Yeah,
his dad?
So
Didn't
Dragon
Eubanks come out with his
Assassin,
dad?
what was the energy? Who did they want to win more? Who do you think?
It was mixed. It was mixed because a lot of people like Conor Benn and a lot of people like Eubanks. I think it was more so in favor of Eubanks. More people wanted Eubanks to win. But Conor Benn got the respect of the UK fans after that fight. I tell you that now.
see, this is what I'm
It
talking
looked.
about right here. B
Go
Dog
ahead.
say I saw one say it was the greatest fight in history. What?
That's probably in the UK though,
He's
too.
trolling. He's trolling.
Over there, they probably thought that, if anything.
No,
You know what I
Oh,
mean?
he for real?
it's not the greatest fight in history. Well, for me personally, I'm saying it's like this year. Remember, we're not even halfway through the year, so we've still got more fights to see. I'm saying so far, for me, for the atmosphere, it's the best fight this year so far. You've got Benavidez, you've got Morel. That was a brilliant fight. So we still got more fights to wait and see. So who knows? But at the moment, it's the talk of the town. It's viral at the moment.
Yeah, see over there. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think that egg slap made it like
Yeah,
viral. That viral egg slap made people interested in
Yeah,
that fight.
that was crazy work.
Instead of finding
yeah,
Chris Eubank, they should be paying that boy for marketing. So
yeah.
I don't know if y'all heard, but the Tank rematch has been confirmed to all the tank haters out there that want to keep making every little step to the fight a negative narrative. The fight's been confirmed. They had pushed the day back because they were working on the undercard and getting certain fights on the undercard. So we getting a rematch. It's no issues. They just was working on the undercard. So take those old narratives, ball them up, and throw them away.
You
So
mean
they
he's
so
not
they
fighting
push
Jake
back.
Paul?
So they push back the Jake Paul fight.
Basically,
I knew it was coming. That's why I said it first. I knew it was coming.
they pushed back
They
the
pushed
Jake
it
Paul
back.
fight.
So what they fighting in November, December?
I thought it was November. I said December 1st, but I thought it was November.
Can you
That was
read this
That
November.
tweet?
was
Can
so
That
you
what Eddie
read
Hearn
this
ridiculous.
said.
Triple Fly?
That
Can you
was
read
so
Hey,
that out loud?
ridiculous.
Can you read this tweet out loud for me,
Yo,
Triple
people,
Fly?
I can't see it. I don't got my
I can
glasses
see
on.
it. I got you, 2 Cent. The only fight I have lined up is Chavez Jr. on June 28th on DAZN. I keep hearing all these boxing talk heads saying if Julio takes it serious, he wins. What? What? Will, he's been training since December when he's first approached him. So y'all need to shut the hell up when I dispose of him.
All right, so there we
What it
go.
have to do with that? What not breaking the fight with Tank?
Yeah, what
Well,
that
it
have
says
to do
the
with that?
only fight I have
hey,
on the table.
hey,
He
So
said
two
the only
cents.
fight he got
Hey,
lined up
two
is that
cents.
fight.
This what
Yeah.
y'all
Yeah,
need.
the other fights are in
Hey,
negotiations.
hey, 2 cents. This
Tank
what
fight
y'all.
was that
come
Tank
on
fight
now,
was
Big
fake
Dog
news.
Willie.
It
I
was
was just
fake
starting to
news,
like you
man.
for 2 seconds.
This.
I don't even know why they
No,
keep
Jake
running
Paul
through
said it
him.
himself though.
Hey, 2 cents. This what y'all
Fake
need to
news,
Yeah.
do, right?
brother.
Because Eddie
Shit, I
Hearn
like.
just
Yeah,
said.
Jake Paul said it himself.
Eddie Hearn just said in the interview. He said, "I'm willing to bet my last dollar in
He don't
November
have no
that
more
fight's
money.
going to
He's
happen."
broke. He's broke.
That
Eddie
nigga
Hearn owes
can't be.
$1.4 million to the PIF fund. Eddie
That
Hearn is
nigga.
broker than a crack
Wait,
house
he
roof.
owed a PIF fund?
$1.4 million. Did nobody else see that but me?
Yeah,
Yes.
put it in the thing so we
They
can put it up.
owe
But
he owes them 1.4 million and been owing
Hey,
them since what,
so
last year,
you
the
so
year
you
before
saying
last?
1.4 million going to break Eddie Hearn? That's
Eddie.
How much
diabolical.
money do he have?
Hey, that's crazy if you think Eddie Hearn broke. The way he used
That
it,
was
Turkey. Shit, you crazy. I don't
He's
know what the
using
fuck you
Turkey
talking
because he
about.
don't have no money.
The
Why
way,
do
the
you
way,
think
the
he's
way he
giving up
ain't put.
rich
on him?
people. One thing about rich people, they always say they're broke. Rich people always say they ain't make it.
The
They ain't
way,
make it
He
down.
ain't broke. Come on, you
the
guys.
way,
He ain't
hey,
broke.
Oh my God. I
the
don't know
If
way
why
if,
he's
you,
he
trying
if
to
you're
believe.
broke, you don't have to pay taxes. You know, if you
the
didn't make any money, you don't have to pay
So none of
taxes.
his fights win. I don't know why y'all think it's so hard to
the way
believe.
he
What
used
revenue was
others
he
people
generating?
money,
You don't
he
have to
ain't broke.
win. He don't. His fighter don't have to win for him to get paid.
Rich
How
is
else does he
correct.
get paid? How else does he
Rich,
get paid?
Rich is correct. Eddie Hearn's
He
not broke.
he just get a percentage. It don't matter. It don't do nothing for him. The
Eddie
fighter
Hearn's not
He
broke.
don't
winning
put
or
Come
up.
on,
not.
you
He haven't
guys.
put up no money for these last fights. He barely put up money.
Facts.
So imagine what he getting.
You
Facts.
guys. Yeah, you're
So
reaching
that's
right here.
crazy. That's crazy
That dude got
that's
old money. He
crazy
got money's
y'all are
old.
called
Exactly. He had
BBC
that old
broke,
money.
but
Yeah.
That nigga got his
yeah, he
grandfather
not
Eddie,
money,
putting up no money.
Eddie
Man,
father
he
Hearn's not
money.
rich.
broke. Do you know who his dad is? Eddie
This
Hearn
is
is not
crazy.
broke. Eddie Hearn's not broke. Do you know who his dad is? His dad spoon fed him and got him into promotion. His dad's got
Barry
money.
Hearn is far from broke.
Yeah, he's not broke.
Well, Matchroom is broke because they definitely in the red. They billions of dollars in debt. And I seen that
Yeah.
on the paperwork.
That's what I'm talking about. Don't he own Matchroom?
Oh no, that's the zone. I mean the zone. That's the zone that's broke.
Yeah, it's not
Matchroom.
maximum. The zone's
That's
different.
the
But
zone.
don't. So, okay. That's what I was talking about. The zone.
Okay.
I
Nah,
know
the
I
Yeah,
zone.
he's
read
not the
that.
Eddie
zone.
Hearn
Nah,
don't
Okay.
own the
Eddie Hearn.
zone though.
nah,
Yeah.
the
No.
zone. The zone do everything, man. From
Oh,
every
okay.
sport.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not a profitable app, basically. So who's to say the zone won't drop boxing? Like how ESPN dropped Bob Arum and don't nobody
The
talk
matchroom
about how
probably they
nobody
probably go
talk about
somewhere
that.
else.
Nobody talk about how Top Rank homeless. Don't nobody say that.
What they're talk
What about
about.
Top
I
Rank?
thought Top Rank was about to do a merger with PBC or
Possibly, but they still got an eviction notice on their door from ESPN.
Exactly.
Well, that's not a
So
good.
yeah,
That's not a good thing. That's a bad thing.
exactly, Coach Eddie. But they'll sit here and talk about PBC going out of business and broke all day. Is the point I'm trying to make.
Only people I hear about talking about PBC over here. I don't believe nobody really be stressing that somebody PBC going out of business. It ain't really nothing to
What
talk about. I mean, I just
man?
me. I mean, it's not on the top of my brain. I
no,
feel
Coach Eddie.
that.
You know what I think happened? I think somebody said that a
Somebody got a mute.
long time ago, and people still run with it. That's what it is.
I mean, they on
Y'all
Amazon.
so
You know what I'm
cap.
saying?
I can't believe y'all up here capping like this.
Okay,
Somebody
so
got a
y'all was
mute.
right. It do say the zone. That's my bad. It say the zone. Says the zone reportedly held multiple investments. The PIF fund 1.4 since 2023. 1 billion. Mm, mm. Some shameful shit going
That's going
on.
out.
I mean, you can Google stuff online that says Al Heyman owes billions of dollars too. That don't mean it's true.
Yeah.
No,
The
I've
zone
seen
ain't got no
financial
money.
records. No, the zone. I've seen the financial records. Yeah,
They
they
ain't got no
literally
money.
broke. They literally in
Yeah,
debt.
y'all
How
seen
they
them too.
still putting on fights and stuff? I don't know.
You can still put
Kind
on
of
fights in your business
kind of like the
and your business operating in the ring. What you
Now,
mean?
Frequent,
kind of
you
like
Hey,
just
kind of,
told me it don't matter if
Turkey,
he make money.
Turkey putting on fights.
kind
No,
of like
Turkey
the
putting
I
on the
said it
fight.
don't
Exactly.
matter. I
WWE.
said it don't matter if the fighter wins or not for Eddie Hearn to get paid. He just get a percentage off the fighter's purse.
I think Ty was just wrong about it. She thought she's not going back on that. She just knows that she was wrong about it. Now she knows. So it's not about that.
No, I thought you guys were talking. I don't know why I thought that Eddie Hearn owned the zone,
He's
but
Nah,
he
he
owns
owned
Matchroom.
Matchroom.
he's
Right.
one of the
No, he
face.
just was the first one who came over here with the. That's the first time we heard of the zone when he
Yeah,
It's
came
with
over
Eddie.
here.
Okay.
Yeah,
with
and he was.
Anthony
They
No,
was
Joshua.
giving away
they gave
crazy
Eddie Hearn
money.
the keys to the zone. They said that Eddie Hearn can have the zone and he can fix it and he can get all these fighters. That's where that war chest came from, where that 2.5, whatever that how much was it? How much would they start with? $1 billion or something like that?
Something crazy
And
like that.
60
Eddie Hearn
billion.
just wasted the money. Eddie Hearn wasted
Yeah,
the money, but he don't own it.
no.
Yeah, he gave Canelo way too much bread. Canelo robbed them blind,
So
man.
he was in charge of the finances and he fucked it up. Is basically
He's
No,
what
the,
you're
he
he's
was
the
just in charge of getting fighters.
yeah,
He was
he's the
charged of getting fighters, and then he was trying to pay them, and he just spent too much money on fighters that didn't deserve the money.
Like
I mean,
So let me ask
Canelo
y'all
got
Canelo,
a
well, how much did
question.
Canelo get? Like 310 million, something
yeah,
Canelo
crazy.
something
stay robbing the
crazy.
bank, so that
He
don't
wore him
surprise
out.
me.
Hey,
Let me ask
but
y'all a
like
question.
Canelo learned from the best. He learned from his master, which is Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather showed him the game. Floyd Mayweather told him the game to go in there and rob the bank. So hey, Canelo
Did y'all?
love Floyd. Now, don't get
Hey,
it twisted. Canelo love Floyd, man.
did
I bet
y'all
he
watch
do.
the
We
did y'all
thought he
watch
loved Al
the
Heyman too.
did y'all watch the back and forth between Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero?
Yeah,
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 that was
yeah,
a
yeah,
nice
yeah.
little round table interview. It was decent.
Yeah.
Ry-
It was decent.
Ryan said he was they saying that Ryan knocked out Blair Cobbs in sparring?
Yeah, they've been saying that.
Oh, I ain't hear that. That's the first time I heard that.
Nah, I've been heard
Wow,
Ryan knocked out
that
Blair
sounds
Clark.
really hard to do.
and I'm gonna tell you something about them sparring
Who just
stories.
said that?
They'll say somebody got knocked out just because they stepped out the ring. They'll say they're dead
And
serious.
sparring is sparring. How many times we don't heard Tank got his ass whooped in sparring? Like sparring really don't matter.
Yeah, them sparring stories. Oh, he got stopped.
I don't
I
know. It
mean,
mattered when they made that highlight tape with Devin.
that's
Did
the
Hey,
it
but
though? Because it
freaking
definitely
fire,
didn't make Devin look
freaking
good.
fire,
So
because
I
freaking
know I
fire.
told you I didn't see
because it
that.
went around for
Devin
years
put
talking
that.
about
Devin
Tank
brought
ass
that
was
onto
sparring.
himself.
Oh, stop it.
Devin
Oh,
brought that
stop
onto
it.
himself. You know
We're
that,
not
right?
talking about Devin. I'm about to kick you off of here, bro. We're not talking about Devin right now.
Okay,
Yeah, kick him off. It's like no.
you started that shit.
I'm talking
exactly.
about you, Frequent Fly.
Oh, you
Exactly.
talking about me? Why it always be me?
Yeah, because you're the one bringing up Devin.
Anything Devin
Oh, too
related,
soon.
you always
So we can
bring
talk
it back
about
to me.
Devin. We can talk about Devin because he got a fight coming
Why?
up that none of the Hanos clan come up here and mention.
Don't we got
Coming
No,
fight
up
we
next
was
next
week?
talk,
week.
we was talking
Frequent,
about the
I
fight, the sparring. We was talking about
asked.
sparring. So it
Frequent,
wasn't about Devin.
I asked Boxing Hacker the other day. Now I'm gonna ask you. How do you think Devin looks? Did you watch his media takeout that he just did? How do you think he looked?
His media workout. No,
Yeah, how do you think he looked?
I missed it. I ain't see it.
You
Why you thought
missed
he
it.
looked bad?
You the leader of the Hanos
No.
clan and you missed it.
Frequent.
Yeah, I
How
missed
you
it.
missing that
I had a
fight?
lot. I had a lot
Did
stuff.
you watch the Cigar Talk interview?
Yeah. I saw what he was talking about on there.
What did you
Yeah,
think?
I saw that, and Bill was on there too, right?
I don't give a damn about Bill. I'm talking about Devin. What did you think of his interview?
I think I hear people saying, people saying that he looked too big, like he looked big again
Yeah,
and
okay,
everything.
so basically, let me
But
break
I
down what I'm
think he
trying to
looked.
ask you.
I think.
So,
No,
in
what
the
did you
interview,
think? What did you think?
hold on, I'm gonna ask him a specific question because he dancing too much for me. So let me ask a specific question. In the interview, he was asked about the rematch with Ryan, and he said that there were things that he did wrong in the first fight. So, do you agree with that? Because y'all
Oh yeah, I've
always
been.
jump down my. No, you the main one, Austin. You the Osterine man. So now that Devin admitted out his own mouth that he contributed to his loss, how do you feel about that?
I mean, I was saying that from the beginning. I never said that.
I never heard you say that.
I never said that Devin didn't.
That's
I never
cap.
said that Devin
Sister
didn't do
fire. Come on
anything
now.
right. I just said I was just talking about what Ryan did wrong. That's where the Osterine part come in because y'all try to erase that part.
The diddy bopping and flip flopping. The diddy bopping
Y'all,
and
Thank
y'all
you.
try to act like it was just because Devin couldn't
No,
block
frequent
the left
flyer.
hook.
You know what? You're just lying now. Stop it. I
What am I
remember you
lying
did
about,
not.
bro?
Dude, you were talking about Osterine this, Osterine that. Oh, Devin fought a good fight. It was just an Osterine. I remember you saying that.
Yup.
No, this what I said. This what I said when people ask me why did Devin lose the fight. You know, I say I bring up all of the things that Ryan did wrong, all of the advantages that Ryan had. We can't dismiss those. It seemed like people try to dismiss that, all of the advantages that he had.
No,
Like when you bring up the extra 3
okay.
pounds. Hold on, let me finish. When you bring up when people bring up the extra 3 pounds or whatever, everybody always say, "Oh, well, Devin, no, you can't count that because Devin paid. You know, he got paid for it." But that don't take away the advantage, though. We're just talking about what advantage is like what made him lose. It don't matter if he got paid for it or he acknowledged it or none of that. It still
So
was
what
an
mistakes?
advantage.
So what mistakes? Hold on. What mistakes did he do then? I want to know. Hold on. I
What
want to know
mistakes
what mistakes
did who do?
from you. From you. What mistakes did Devin have from you? Coming from
I
you.
always say that the mistake that Devin made was Devin tried to walk Ryan down and stay in the pocket with Ryan. He tried to chase Ryan, you know, instead of fighting the way he usually fight. He usually outbox you, and he usually use his jab a lot. I think Ryan kind of took away the jab in the first round, but that was it. Like Devin got his jab, he started feinting and with the jab, and the jab was still working, you know. But I think Devin problem was he kept walking towards Ryan. He was on the front foot the whole fight. You would think he didn't get knocked down the way he was walking,
Okay.
following
So
Ryan, and Ryan was
you've been knowing
grabbing.
this. Hold on. You've been knowing this for a whole year. This is my first time I ever heard you say anything like this.
Yup, me too.
That's because it go in one ear and out the other one, man. Y'all don't be listening to what I say, man. Y'all hear me talk about Osterine and y'all get mad.
Because you've been capping this whole time, is what you're saying.
Ryan
It
won.
is. It is.
No, when I talk about all the advantages that Ryan had, y'all try to dismiss them. Osterine is the main advantage that he had. Yeah, like people try to say, "Oh, it's just nanograms and all of that
I just
stuff."
want to say something. If it wasn't for the Osterine, we would be on a rematch right now. It would have been done.
Yep. And you know what happened?
I'm sorry.
As soon as the fight was over.
I said,
Just let me say this last part. This is a short. I'm gonna land it right after this. As soon as the fight ended, I came right on the live and started giving Ryan Garcia his props before anybody knew about the Osterine and all of that. I gave Ryan Garcia his props. I was like, "Yo, man, Ryan Garcia is apparently better than everybody thought he was." You know, and the speed seemed like it was was a problem for Devin. You know, but then soon as he popped, you know what I'm saying, for Osterine, all of that stuff go out the window, bro.
So frequent, where can I go to locate that live?
That was the slowest I ever seen Ryan Garcia.
Yes, it was. He looked
You
terrible.
say that again. I ain't hear that.
That's the slowest I ever seen Ryan Garcia.
That's cat. Ryan was switching speeds and stuff.
He's fast.
No,
He's a fast
he was
guy.
slow.
Either way, though, at the end of the day, it's Ryan's fault.
I said that's the slowest I seen him. I didn't say he wasn't fast. I'm just saying that's the slowest I've seen him. He still was fast.
He was fast, and that was the biggest we saw Ryan Garcia. Pause.
Now that's just foolish.
Because he was.
How was that foolish? That's that's facts.
The biggest. I thought you said. Yeah, no, that is the biggest I've seen because he was out of shape.
He was out of shape. Go ahead, Coach.
No, he wasn't out of shape. He was big because he was
drinking and drugging and screwing OnlyFans chicks. Yes, he was.
This what I want to know. Which one is it? Because Ryan said he fooled everybody. He said it was apple juice inside the. He said he wasn't drinking. You know what I'm saying? But now, you know what I'm saying, everybody try to run with it. You just said he was drinking and overweight.
He was. Are you on? Do you follow him on live? Do you follow him?
You said he was drinking.
Do you follow him on IG?
Y'all
Ryan
know
was
what?
drunk. He was in the club. He was in bed
Ryan
with only
said that
man
was
chicken the
cap.
night
Ryan,
before.
which one is it though? Ryan said that was cap. He said it was apple juice in there.
Boy,
He
didn't
said
I
he
just say I'm
fooled
not talking
everybody.
about that? Didn't I just say I was not talking about the damn
Hold
dead
on, go
weigh-in?
ahead,
I'm
Coach
talking about
Manny.
his point.
No, I'm
Go
just
ahead, Coach.
saying if it wasn't for the Austrian, we would have already got the rematch anyway. Because Devin Haney said run it back before the Austrian was even a thing.
But that's not
So
what he
what?
said initially, Coach Eddie.
No, he
No,
didn't say that
no,
initially.
yes, he did too. No, hold on, wait, right when the fight won, right at the end of the fight, go back and watch the interview. He said, I deserve, he said, I want to run it back. I gave him a shot. I want my shot. That's exactly what he said.
Yeah, he did say that.
He did say that right in the
Oh,
middle of the ring.
in the ring, yeah, in the
Yeah,
ring.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So if the Austrian doesn't come up, we already had a rematch already.
Well, yeah, because
Whatever.
Ryan was
And the
able to
thing
win.
about it, everybody want to act like Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia is a pathological liar. This dude's story changed 1,000 times. So
We're
which
not
one
gonna
do
do
we
that.
believe?
We're not gonna do
No,
that.
no, we are going to do that.
No, we're not.
We
Nah,
are
Because
going to
Ryan
do
messed
that.
up.
They
Well,
in
how can
love
we
with
not do
Ryan
that?
Garcia because he
How
beat
can
them.
how can we glaze over that? You go
We
back
can't
and
go.
go back in
Hold
time.
on, hold on. Because Bill's
Wow.
also a liar. So we're not
Let
gonna
me
sit up
say
here and
No,
act
something
like
after this.
Ryan's the
no,
only
we talking
liar
about
on the
Ryan
team.
Garcia. No,
Let me
you harping on what Ryan Garcia said. Ryan Garcia changed his story multiple times. Oh, I'm not taking anything. Oh, I am taking something. Oh, I don't. Somebody tainted my something. Whatever. He came up with 50 different
Ashwagandha,
stories. You
Hey,
know what
can
I'm
I say
saying? So
something real
which
quick?
one is it?
Victor
Now everybody want
Conti.
to
Who
believe.
was it?
Oh, I mean, it's crazy. At the end of the day, Ryan Garcia, whatever he tested positive, whatever
Yeah,
he was
Ryan
doing or
cheated.
was not
Listen,
doing,
yeah, we should just
he the
admit
one that
that Ryan
tested
cheated.
positive for it. It's his fault. It's his
And this
fault.
and this also another thing. He ain't lying when it come to Devin Haney, but he lying when it come to Tank. Y'all gotta stop that
What you
shit.
mean? What you
He
mean?
when he say that he was weight drained, he felt fucked up going in a fight with Tank and all this stuff. He just wanted to make the fight happen. Everybody say he lying about that.
Now, because he's
Everybody
on
say he
video
lying,
and
but when he
so is
talking
his
about Devin,
father talking about 135 is not a problem. We made weight great. Did he or did he not in the media
okay,
day
but
workout while he was
Okay,
sitting there?
but
Wait
if
a
he
minute,
a
wait a
liar,
minute.
he a
Wait a
liar. That's the
second.
point,
Wait a
though.
second. Wait a
listen,
second. While he was in the media day
I
workout,
can't
was he
stop.
not sitting there eating pizza and everything else and said he messed up because I feel great? Did he or did he not say that
Yeah,
in
he
that same
lied.
video?
He lied, right, Queen?
So
He
which one is
lied.
it? So
So
That's
what
what we
Tank
saying.
did
That's
He's a
what
say,
he trying to
liar, so he
We
say.
can't be a
asking you
liar
which
when it
one
comes
is
to
it.
Tank,
That's
and then
liars.
not
that's
a
what we
liar when
trying.
it
They're
comes to
all
Devin.
liars.
what
So
Coach
listen,
Eddie's
is he a
saying is,
liar or not?
yeah,
Is he a
what
liar or not? That's what we asking.
what
Is he
Coach
a
They're
Eddie's
liar or not?
saying.
all liars.
Yeah, what Coach Eddie is saying is that when he
Who is
said
that?
that he didn't take drugs and then he's taking drugs, you're ready to believe him. But when it's Tank and he's saying that he's rehydrated and all that, we're not ready to believe. He's saying like, are we believing him or not? Like, keep the same energy with Ryan. We can't trust him. Do we trust
Oh
him or
yeah.
don't? Trust him? You just got to keep the same energy. That's all he's saying. I
Yeah,
get
and
it.
then another thing too, keep the same energy on this. Ryan Garcia said Devin Haney's a harder fight. Is he lying now or is he telling the truth? Which one is
That's
it?
what I'm
You
trying to
tell
say.
me since
Y'all,
he knocked
that's
Ryan, since
wrong.
he knocked Devin down
No,
5 1. You tell me.
I'm just saying since y'all love Ryan so much, y'all want to hang off
Who
every
said we
word that he
love
said.
Ryan so much?
You know
Who
what I'm saying?
said that?
The
Who
man
said
said that
that?
the Devin Haney was a harder fight. So which one is it? But is he lying or is he telling the truth now? I said Ryan
No.
Garcia he has no credibility. He has no zero credibility.
Yeah, yeah. He's got no credibility. I do agree. And he's racist as well, so I don't like him anyway.
Yeah,
For people who say he
Ryan's
had
not good.
a tainted substance, and he didn't do it himself, I don't see how people even
Frequent
believe
flyer.
that
Frequent flyer. I
when
think what we're trying to
when
say,
they
frequent
tested the
flyer.
whole lot,
Okay,
they
hold on.
tested the
Frequent
lot
flyer.
number, and
I
it was
think
the
what
whole lot number came up
frequent
clean.
flyer. What we're trying to say is this: we know that he cheated, but we just wanted to say that Devin had flaws in that fight. That's all we're saying. We want you guys to admit that.
We are everybody saw he had flaws, but we ain't gonna dismiss the cheating though. Y'all want to dismiss the cheating
No,
and
that's
put it all
okay.
on Devin flaws.
No, did I say that?
When no,
That's what
when
y'all get
Ryan,
mad when I
Hold
talk
on,
about the
let me clear it up.
Osterine,
No,
but
let me clear it up. Let me clear it up because the narrative was the only reason Ryan Garcia won was because he's on iStream. That's why you get people like, no, he did this things and these things that were flaws within the fight. So that's why
no,
people be like, no, no,
that
don't cut me
wasn't.
off. Don't cut me off, bro. I don't know if you heard my disclaimer, but if you are talking over people and cutting people off, I will put your ass in the background. But that was the you know what I'm saying? That was the narrative that people was having about the fight. And so when you kept coming over here talking about Osterine as if it wasn't for the Osterine, Devin for sure would have won. It's like, no, you cannot definitively say that.
Hey, listen. I don't like Devin at all, right? But I feel like that it was Davenport that he lost. He was doing too much trying to knock the guy out in 5 rounds, 4 rounds, trying to listen to his daddy and all that stuff. I really feel like he did a lot of stuff that was fucked up. And I feel like Ryan Garcia did 90% of the stuff that was fucked up. So we're gonna see the rematch when they both equal.
Yeah,
I mean,
hopefully they both
this my
equal.
whole thing. No, we villain. We put Devin as the villain and Ryan as
No,
the
we're
hero.
not doing that.
Nope.
Yes,
I'm not
yes,
doing
we
that.
do, bro. Y'all was happy
No,
as hell that Ryan won that fight, bro. Ain't
no,
nobody gonna tell me that, bro.
no. What? No,
Okay,
And
back.
not
that's
think
not.
I wasn't.
Whatever.
I'm sorry. What y'all was saying?
and try to
No.
take up for him about the Osterine, talking about Devin
Who
little
did that?
brother and all this other
Who
stuff.
said
Forget
that?
what Devin little brother said, bro. So what he thought that he had a dream that Ryan was gonna pop dirty.
Bro, that shit's suspicious as hell. Stop.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then
that was kind of suspect.
taking up
Because
for
y'all was blaming it on Victor Conti at first. Which one
Come
is it?
on, man.
No, I think
Tank
people.
taking up for the man, but then he gonna accuse Ryan Garcia of taking steroids before they fought. Which one is it? Is the man taking steroids or not taking steroids?
Who's taking steroids?
Duarte
Tank
said he
did.
was
Tank
cheating.
accused Ryan Garcia of taking steroids before they fought.
Duarte
Oh,
did
after
too after the fight.
Yeah, I don't
No.
know if he took. I don't know if he took drugs or not. I think we're going around the goddamn world. The question was to frequent whether
Why
or
you
not
don't know or not?
he.
If he did or not, he popped dirty.
I mean, tomato, tomato. That's what y'all say.
Probably.
I asked frequent a specific question. If he agreed with what Devin said about his part in the fight. That's all I wanted to know.
Yeah,
Yes.
but you know what?
We
When
agree with it.
after the fight had ended, it was an interview of one of his cornermen. And remember, I was telling people that the cornerman was saying that once Ryan caught Devin, he said Devin wouldn't listen to what they was telling him in the corner. The whole game plan went out the window. He said Devin was trying to get his lick back. And then after he dropped Devin, then Devin was trying to get his knockdown back. And they said that's how the fight went. You know, that's why Devin fought the fight that he fought. That's what the corner man said. I don't know how true it is.
And he
But
also tried to outdo Tank, and that's where he fucked up at.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's
Chase
Yeah,
the
that's
tank.
what really
Switch.
happened right
that's
there.
where he
Yeah,
fucked up at.
switch.
He tried to outdo Tank
how
because
I know why you always got to bring Tank into it, bro.
I'm just saying he had it in his mind that he was the face of
They fight
boxing,
next
that
week,
he was
Big Supreme.
going to definitely be the face of boxing. So after this fight was going to put the, you know what I'm saying, the nail in the coffin, and he fucked up.
No,
Facts.
he knew Tank that he
Facts.
wasn't gonna get a Tank fight from that. Tank ain't want to fight him, man.
I'm not saying he's gonna get a Tank fight. He already beat Regis. He was doing his thing. He was on the road. His daddy was picking the good fights that made it look like he was doing something really, really good. And he thought he was going out. He thought he was going to
Yep.
outdo Ryan Garcia,
Yep.
and shit bit him in his ass. But he
No, he did. You
also like
mean
I said,
outdo Tank. You
yeah,
misspoke, right?
yeah, outdo Tank,
You know
and
what he
it
meant.
bit him in his ass. But I believe what you said though. If he fight his regular fight, and instead of trying to bring the fight to Ryan Garcia like he did in that fight, he
Yeah.
gonna win the next
Yeah.
fight. I got money on him, and I hope they
I
put a
mean,
lot
that's
of.
not a
I
fight.
hope that
I
money
will
going.
say this
Devin
though. I
said
will
he
say
was going
this.
after
I'm not
money fights
sure.
though. That's why he fought
I'm
Ryan.
not sure. I'm not sure that
Man,
he's
I hope
going
they put
to
that
I
shit
want.
on
I
fight
want
a
Ryan
Devin to
different
win.
Garcia.
fight because I think in the back of his mind he wants his get back. So I hope you're right, Rich. I hope that he goes in there and just stays poised and focused. But to me, in the back of his mind, he wants to embarrass Ryan like Ryan embarrassed him. And I just don't know if he's going to be successful in that attempt. If
I
that's what
just
he
hope
goes in there
I
and
just
does.
I just hope when I bet my money on him, he outbox him. I don't want him doing nothing else but outboxing him.
Yeah, I
But
hope he
let me
doesn't
ask y'all,
fight
All
let
that
me ask
emotionally.
trying to
y'all a
knock a
question.
nigga out, try to bring the fight to him, and try to look sweet in front of the crowd and do all this extra shit. Nah, just fight your fight, man.
I'm with
Yeah.
But
What
Rich.
do
that is,
y'all think? What do y'all think about the card possibly being rained on
dang, that's gonna be.
for
They're gonna have to
Devin
set
them?
a canopy up or something, right?
I thought they put a
First of all,
canopy
why
up.
are we still? I don't know. Why are we still talking about it being in the middle of Times Square? I thought they have an indoor venue now.
Do they?
Yes, they have an indoor venue. It's not in the middle of Times Square no more. It's what's that damn building? Hold on
Pull
a
it up,
second.
pull it up, pull it up.
Yeah, I'm
Drop
about
it
to
in the
because
thing.
they have an indoor venue now. They couldn't get the middle of Times Square to work. I knew that was gonna happen anyway. Too much logistics. Hold on a second.
Yeah,
What is that?
somebody. I think somebody was probably gonna get at Ryan Garcia out
Oh
there. That's why.
please.
But not only that, you got emergency vehicles and stuff. You can't be blocking off a main intersection like that. You know, if something happened, you can't get a fire truck through or police cars or whatever, something like
Bro,
that.
they not about to let a man from Saudi Arabia have an event in the middle of Times Square. Like, come on, guys.
Well, they
Money
already had
talks.
one at 9/11. They had that. Let me stop right there. That was interesting. That's a
That
conspiracy
ain't
theory
happening.
right
That's
there.
why
Oh
I'm
my
like, that ain't
goodness.
even happening. That don't even make sense. And y'all seen that article they done wrote about Turkey Al Sheikh. I had already read y'all an article about some of that stuff about him putting people in jail, but apparently the New York Times then wrote an article about him getting fans and people arrested.
Oh my
And
Yeah,
it's
God.
ridiculous.
I mean, that
What?
sounds about right. That sounds about
Over
right. Yeah.
here? Not over here, right?
No, in his own
No,
No.
country.
I'm about to say he can't do that over here.
Somebody criticized him, and he like threatened them and threatened them with jail time or something like that, and slapped him up or something. I heard, but yeah, he can do that.
they threatened him on
Exactly.
Twitter, and I don't know how he located them because they said something
Damn,
to him
Turkey
on
moving
Twitter.
like Suge Knight.
Yeah,
Word,
Colonel Mabutu,
word.
Colonel
Ah,
Mabutu did the same thing over there before the Ali fight. He went and executed a whole lot of criminals before that fight happened. Colonel Mabutu
What?
did the same thing. Yeah. And in
yeah, you talking about the
1973,
No,
African
he
he's
was
dude
not locking up
Yeah.
criminals,
that
Coach Eddie. He's not locking up
that Don
criminals,
King
Coach
got the
Eddie.
money from.
now
He's
somebody
locking up people
criticized
that
him like in a
don't agree with
newspaper
him.
or something like that. An article. It
Somebody
was like a
about
blog.
no, that's
You
one
heard, Coach
story.
Eddie?
It's several stories. It's several stories of him locking up people that don't agree with him or have criticism of a
Oh
game
nah,
or some shit like that.
that's fake, man.
No,
Yo,
it's
Coach
not.
Eddie, you talking about that
I
the
believe
African dude
that.
that
I believe that. Them dudes
Crazy.
don't play over there. I believe that. Them dudes don't
Hell
play
nah.
over there.
What you say, Big Supreme?
I said them dudes don't play over there. I believe that.
now I was saying the African dude that gave Don King like $3 million or something like that. That's what you talking about, right, Coach Eddie?
yeah, his name was Colonel Mabutu
Yeah,
over
the
there.
warlord.
Yeah,
Yeah. Coach Eddie know what he talking about. All right.
The one fighting Zaire.
yeah.
Okay.
1973 Kinshasa.
Yeah, he was like a persecuting journalist and all that, like all kind of war crimes. But he gave Don King some bread, and they criticized Don
Wasn't
King.
he? But he was a dictator, of course.
Yeah,
Basically, yeah, he was a dictator. Yeah. I'm not making a comparison with him and Turkey. I'm just saying, like, it's the element been in boxing for years. That's what I was trying to say. But yeah, I'm done though. I'll pass the mic.
I thought, you know what y'all think about the Ryan and Rolly fight? Y'all think Ryan gonna win that
Nope.
easy, or y'all think it's gonna be
Man,
a
I,
hard
It's
fight
gonna
for
be a
him?
clown
I'm
show.
pulling
You
for
It's
know
gonna
I'm
be a
pulling
what?
for
clown
I
show.
Rolly.
don't know.
I like upsets. Upsets are great for boxing.
I
I
think
love I
Rolly gonna
love
get
upsets.
stepped on, man.
It's gonna be a clown show.
What
Yeah,
gonna
Yeah,
be?
I
I
agree
agree
with
with
you, Doc
that.
Willie. Clown show, man.
Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody take a chair and hit somebody in the back of the head with a chair, like it's wrestling. No, I'm for
What's gonna
real.
be a clown show?
Yeah, Rolly
What y'all
got a
I
he
say?
think
got a
Rolly
punch.
gonna
He
I
get
got a
think
knocked
I,
puncher's
clean
I,
out.
chance.
I
He got
think
a puncher's
Ryan. I
chance.
think Ryan fighting at the weight class that he really is, and I think he gonna knock him out.
He gonna stop Rolly early.
I think he
Yeah,
really
Rolly's
fighting at the weight class he
garbage.
really is. He going and that power
He
gonna
not
carry
garbage.
him. I think that power really
Rolly's
gonna carry him.
garbage.
I think
Rolly
he
I'm
not
two
Yeah,
got
cents.
Rolly
garbage.
in good range.
Rolly's garbage.
Rolly got a puncher's chance.
He kind of do, but he don't though, because he can't really. I don't think so, bro. I
Rolly
think I
just
think
have
I think he
one
can
big
make it work
swing
for
punch.
Ryan for like the first 4 rounds,
Yeah,
but I think
I say Rolly would have a chance if he would have got away with Pitbull, but after that knockout, I don't think he got a chance, man.
I
Hey,
mean
Pitbull got it.
Pitbull is
Pitbull,
hard to
that's a
beat
tough.
though,
That's a
bro.
tough dude, man.
I'm not
If
saying he
you
hard to
just
beat. I'm not saying nothing. I'm talking about after the knockout. He got his brains knocked loose. I think Ryan gonna do the same thing
He
with
was
him.
getting knocked out by that old man.
Yeah,
not even that. Like if you look at
Barbosa
his
was
fight with
crack.
that Haney
Barbosa knocked
kid,
out that other dude too. He knocked
Haney
out
had
one of
more
Eddie
depth.
Hearn's. I mean, one of Oscar De La Hoya guys. He knocked him
Y'all,
out first.
y'all think Devin gonna win?
Go ahead, Big
Yeah.
Supreme. Hold on, y'all. Go ahead, Big Supreme.
Now I'm just saying that when Brody fought that Jaime dude, he had him on the back foot the whole fight. So I feel like with Ryan, I don't know what he's gonna do to get out of the way of that left hook. So I think the first 4 rounds, but that's just me.
Yeah, I've got Ryan winning, but isn't Rolly and Ryan familiar with each other in sparring as well?
Ryan looked too
Ryan
focused.
bigger though.
Mm.
Ryan bigger than
I
Rolly now.
I got Ryan not making it to the fight. I think he gonna fail that test for the New York State Athletic Commission.
Here
Oh,
we
here we
go.
go.
But Ty, I actually think that Devin's gonna stop Ramirez.
He should.
I think
Dang,
so.
he
Yeah,
could. It's possible.
I
I
think with
agree.
all of the things that Haney been through in the last year and a half, the fans clowning him, the lawsuit, everybody questioning him. I think like he might go to another gear, and I feel like he won't
Man,
play the safety
If
first approach.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Haney stop him, man, I salute. I might put some money on that now.
I think
I
he's gonna
Just
got
because
stop
you
him. I'm
said that.
keeping
I
it.
Just
got
because you
T.O.
said that.
I got Lopez losing. I think Barbosa's gonna beat him.
I was
Nah,
saying
Yeah, I
that
think
too.
Barbosa
That
is
I
gonna
wait.
thought
win.
Devin was going to
Tio.
stop him, but people was acting like I was crazy.
I
Now I think
thought
he's gonna
Devin's
stop
I'm
not
him.
not
stopping,
betting on no
dude.
Devin stoppage. I'm not putting
I
no
No,
don't
money
Devin's
on
not
no
stopping
Devin
no dude.
stoppage.
Come on, man.
Nah,
yeah, I
but 2 cents.
always
That's why
think
you got
so,
to
man.
live bet it.
I don't
I
know.
got a live bet it.
You got to live bet it. In my head, I see him stopping him because he looks stronger. And like we said, like he hasn't been draining himself. He's been training for the last like 12 months. And I feel like he hasn't been better. If you notice, he hasn't really been talking like that. He hasn't been talking on social media.
America's
Hasn't been doing any
a
interviews.
tough
So I think he's
Hispanic,
in the
man.
lab. So I think
Yo,
A
I think
tough
he's gonna stop him.
Hispanic.
I agree with Big Supreme. I think Devin's going to stop him and he's going to surprise people because he's had too much against him too long, and he's got
it'd be a
something to.
T. It'd be a TKO. It won't be a knockout. It'd be a
Yeah, I don't
TKO.
think he's gonna
Yeah,
knock
yeah,
him out,
yeah,
but I think he's gonna stop him.
yeah,
If he
yeah,
does,
yeah,
it'd be a TKO. If he gets that jab going and it's landing, he's gonna bust that dude up.
yeah, yeah, all day, and that's how he could have beat Ryan if he just stuck to his game plan.
I think Ryan still would have caught him though. Because Ryan got that reach, and when he throw that jab, he drop his hand and lean right into the hook.
But Devin was
I
actually doing well in that fight.
I
People
Plus,
think
showed
Ryan had
Ryan.
that do it
well in that
fluid
fight.
though.
Yeah.
No,
One,
We gotta
That's
stop
being
that
biased.
shit.
Ryan
You gotta
said
I'm not
stop
even
Ryan
it.
Devin.
You
said
gotta
he fought.
stop.
Devin
Ryan
was
said
actually
he
doing.
fought in spurts because he didn't want Haney to figure out what he was doing and pick him apart. So really, the only time it looked like to me that Devin was, quote unquote, being good or being dominant in that fight is when Ryan just was taking it off. Like when he wasn't doing nothing. Soon as Ryan started letting his hands go, Devin got hit every time.
Yeah, but that's because Devin didn't stick to his game plan anyway. Like Frequent says,
Yeah,
everything went.
there's two
And
sides to that. Yeah.
I think Devin stuck to his game plan, and it was the wrong game plan.
Whatever he had in his head, but we gonna see. And
That's what I
okay, and
think.
I'm gonna tell y'all this: I can't definitively 100% say that I think the Devin and Ryan rematch gonna happen. I can't say like I feel like I know for sure they're gonna fight. I believe it will happen, but I'm kind of like, is it gonna happen? Because when I watched the interview with Devin Haney and Najee on the Cigar Talk, he kind of started looking real uncomfortable talking about the rematch, talking about his future, and they still haven't dropped the lawsuit. So I'm just
I think it's going to happen because Devin said that he's getting paid way more money than he did the first fight, and them niggas about money over there. And Ryan Garcia just said in that interview with him and Rolly, he said if I get past Rolly, I'm looking forward to this fight with Devin. And I
why
don't
does he
think
have to
Devin
get past Rolly?
I would think that everybody think the fight is more than likely to happen. Being that Devin
yeah.
said that it's going to be a trilogy now. He said he signed for 2 fights against
But
Yeah.
why
Ryan
can't the
Garcia.
fight happen regardless if they win or lose? Like, what is them winning and losing to whoever
Yeah,
they fight now?
to
What does
see
that
what
have to do with the rematch? Hold on, let me get the
Because
super
it
chat.
messes
Shout
it
out
up.
Chef. Shout out. No, it doesn't. Shout out Chef Curry Change with the $2 in the super chat. Salute Queen. A little color in the chat. Shout out Chef Curry Change. Thank you, Chef Curry. We've been on here an hour and a half, and that is the first super chat that I have received. Appreciate you for putting some color in the chat. Be sure the channel by dropping your 2 cents below in the super chat, or you can hit the cash app at 2 cents boxing. But what was we talking about?
2 Cent. Remember when Wilder was out there? He was about to fight. Who did he fight? He lost to somebody, but he was setting up a fight. He was supposed to fight AJ, and he lost that fight. And then it messed up the fight. This the same way that the Ryan Garcia and Devin fight is. If one of them lose to somebody else, then it's gonna mess up the whole fight.
How when they're rivals with each other? How does that mess up the fight?
Because
Yeah.
they threw the regular belt, they threw the secondary belt in the mix or whatever. So Ryan, the winner out of Ryan and Rolly, going to get that, and so the person is going to probably be able to fight Boots. I'm thinking the winner out of Devin and Ryan will get to fight Boots because they had that secondary belt. But if one of them lose, say like Ryan lose and Rolly get the belt, then I think that Turkey going to want Rolly to fight Devin if Devin
Now,
wins.
I think that they got to fight regardless because they got
That's
history
what I'm
and because of that
saying. That
first
yeah,
fight,
they gotta
it's
look.
always going to be, you know what I'm saying, the backstory.
Shout out Jab Queen Boxing with the $2 in the super chat. She says hit the like button. Shout out Jab Queen Boxing.
Yeah,
They
as
got
Yeah,
long
to
as
I
fight
don't.
nobody
again,
gets
yo.
knocked
They
out.
got to. They got to
As
fight
long,
again,
as
yo.
long as nobody gets knocked out, they'll be good. If one of them gets
Yeah, it
knocked
don't
Yeah,
out,
they
matter
they're
should
gonna
be
who do what.
fine.
they're gonna
It don't matter
postpone
what
that fight.
happened. They need to rematch. Like that
Yeah.
whole you gotta win and you gotta lose. And that's what I'm saying. That's why it's capped. Like either if that's the case, you should have made the rematch right away. Like don't make the rematch contingent on you winning because
Man, they got they
it's not a qualifying event. We need to
If
rematch because we got a score we gotta settle. Why is
if
it
if Devin
contingent
if
on you
Devin get
winning, me winning, all that?
if Devin gets knocked out in the second round, there ain't no point in having no rematch. They're gonna say this why nobody you just got cooked.
yeah,
They're gonna
that's
say
what
That's
they're
it
gonna say
right.
is.
you're
Yeah,
they're
that's what
gonna
I'm
say you're
saying
done. They're
too.
gonna say you're done.
And you gotta
Yeah.
understand, Oscar
So
gonna push it that Ryan Garcia don't get to fight. Oscar already don't want to fight. They really
Why
trying to
Oscar
push
don't
it.
want to fight?
You didn't hear him say that?
Because
Like
he don't want
I
he
told
think he
Ryan
might
Gar
lose.
he said it a year ago. He said I told Ryan don't even take the fight. He said, but Ryan still want to do it. He said that in the interview. So if
But
Devin get
why
knocked
not
out,
though?
if
It
Devin
kind of
get
seems like
knocked out,
Ryan don't have a choice though. That was is just coming down to. It seems like Ryan don't
yeah,
have
it
a
really don't
choice.
because he up on Oscar, but you gotta understand they still got Boots, they still got Teofimo, they got other options. So if Devin get his ass whooped this fight to
Not
get knocked
fighting
out second
Boots,
round,
bro.
we not gonna see that fight. Point blank.
Oh, I
We
see
gonna,
what you're
And
saying.
if
we gonna
Ryan pop dirty, we ain't gonna see the fight either. They ain't gonna let him fight.
I don't see
man,
Ryan fighting
Still,
Boots.
for me, I want to see it. I want to see them fight again because you
yeah,
can't
but
just leave this hanging in the balance, yo.
we want to see a lot of fights, but it don't happen. Perfect matchmaking. Y'all like the the promoters that do perfect matchmaking.
Yeah, that matchmaking shit is garbage.
I don't know. Y'all really think that Ryan's gonna fight Boots?
I was
I
gonna
think
say
Ryan
people.
fight Boots. Hell yeah. It's
I
Big
don't think
Supreme. You
so.
don't think that's an interesting fight?
It's interesting, but I don't think Ryan will take that fight though.
Why not?
I think Ryan dumb enough to take that fight.
I don't think
I
Ryan
I
honestly
can.
think he
don't think
believe in
so.
himself enough to take it. I definitely wouldn't call him dumb. One thing I will say, Ryan got balls.
I
He'll
think
fight
Oscar
He
De
anyone.
La
got
Hoya
balls, but
ain't gonna let
I don't think he
Oscar De
gives
La Hoya
Devin
not gonna let
balls.
him take that fight. He gonna make him fight Teofimo Lopez.
He
It's
gonna
a
fight
lot of fights that
Teofimo.
Oscar
No,
ain't
no,
gonna
no,
let
no,
him
no.
take.
Ryan gonna take that fight and get his ass beat. That's basically what's gonna happen, and he'll be cool with it. He'll just
No,
fight somebody else.
Oscar ain't gonna let him take it. I'm telling you, Oscar not gonna let that fight happen.
Oscar be on
Oscar
all
ain't
that
want to
shit.
fight Tank.
Oscar
He
Oscar
fought
But
Tank.
I thought some facts
Oscar
told
gonna
me
try to
that
let him
Ryan
fight.
was with Oscar on a fight by fight basis. Who told me that?
Oscar good. I say he alright promoter. Oscar
Because
told
LA
Canelo.
is
What you say?
trash.
What you say? Two sets about
He the one that told Canelo not to fight Floyd. Canelo kept jumping out there. Said fuck
Yo,
him.
What's wrong with
I
Canelo
don't know if
fighting the
it's true or
best?
not, but I
What's
was
wrong with
hearing
fighting?
that. I was hearing
Huh?
that might be a reason why Devin and Ryan might not fight because Turkey might, get Boots to fight him or whatever, fight Ryan.
That's what I'm saying.
And
It's like
that'd be dumb.
if they really wanted them to fight, I feel like they would have just made the rematch, or it wouldn't be so many things they got to be contingent on the rematch. Do y'all get what I'm saying? Like, oh, you
Yeah,
got
that
to
would have been
fight
their
this
first fight
first.
back.
Oh, yeah, like they would have made sure it could happen.
It
No,
make
because they
sense
both
though.
was out of the ring too long.
Yeah, it makes sense. This shit.
Yeah,
Devin
they
was trying to
yeah
take
I
they
that
like
need
the
a
fight
way
tune
by
this
up.
his
shit
own
going.
choice.
I don't know about
That
y'all,
was
but I
Yeah,
like
they
the
Devin's
way
need a
this
tune
decision
shit
up.
to ring
going.
that
I
long.
like the way
Nobody
this shit
told him
going.
to.
I like
Yeah,
the
Shout
way.
but
out
they need a tune up.
Assassin with the $1.99 in the super chat. He says just showing support to Queen 2 Cent Boxing. Shout out Dragon Assassin with the support for the channel. Yeah,
That was
put
his
some
own
color
fault,
in the
though.
chat.
That was his own fault, frequent, that he stayed out of the ring that long. Nobody told Devin to stay out of the ring that long.
No, not just Devin, both of them.
Hold
Ryan
on, Rich
too, because
guys,
he was
Oh,
hold
Ryan
on,
was
suspended.
Rich.
suspended. Yeah, Ryan was suspended, but what's Devin's excuse?
Rich.
He was suspended too.
Nah, he wasn't suspended. He probably was just trying to get you to make sure he was healthy. You know what I'm saying? Get his brain back straight. And make sure that he
Rich,
was good. You know
No,
what I'm
when
why
you
are
saying?
you
get
in the background? Hold on, y'all. Rich, why are you in the background too? Can you hear me, Rich? I got a Rich on the panel and I got a Rich in the background.
That might be that dude that's obsessed with Tank, bro. The one that be like, oh, Tank ain't fight no champions. That might be him. Too rich for something, I think.
No.
Too rich for the belts.
It's the same Rich. He got the same little avatar thing. Rich, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. All right. We good now. You got to be careful because some people be coming up here flashing your lives. He done got you terminated.
But I don't have the same confidence in Ryan that y'all got that he'll fight Boots. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I feel like you don't go from Haney and Brody to fight Boots. I just don't see it. Like if he was to like go up to 147 and acclimate himself to the weight class and fight somebody like a Boca Chica or like a Quentin Randall, somebody to like give him a filler, then I'll be like, maybe he's serious. You're not just gonna go fight Boots. Like I don't think so.
No.
I think Ryan actually will fight Boots. I think Ryan fell in love. He kind of fell in love with his left hook because of what happened with Devin. He really think that he can catch Boots because he see Boots get caught or whatever. I think he can knock Boots out, but with him turning his back like that against somebody who punches hard as Boots, I don't think that's a good idea for him. I think he ain't defensively sound enough to fight somebody like Boots.
Ryan's been spamming that left hook though. He was trying to do that in the tank fight, so he's always dependent on that left hook. But apparently now he's working on other things, so we'll see. I agree. I don't think he should go right up there to fight Boots, but if he takes a tune-up fight and then fight Boots, I think he will fight Boots. Like I don't think Ryan is scared to fight anybody.
Yeah, I don't think he is either. I think he'll fight. And I think it'll be an interesting fight because Boots get caught and Ryan fast enough to catch him. Like I don't know about Ryan feet, but he has been with Derrick James and
So
uh
how will Ryan
think
take Boots punches?
I think Boots will make Ryan quit.
Yeah, that's what I want to know. I want to know how will he handle Boots' power.
I doubt he'll handle it pretty well, but I'm just saying I don't think he'll shy away from it. Oh, don't make no mistakes about it. He's gonna get his ass whooped. I'm just
I'm not
saying
gonna
he ain't
lie.
scared to
I
get in
don't think
there.
nobody gonna sanction that fight with Boots and Ryan. I really don't see it.
but
I
what you
think
mean sanction it?
I don't see it. I don't see them putting him in there with him. Like if you
Nah,
see his fights with Oscar Duarte and Emmanuel Togo and Haney, I just don't see how you could think that he's gonna be competitive with Boots. I get it, you got the left hook, but Boots when he wants to be defensively responsible, like he's not getting hit. Like he didn't get hit by standing on this that much. So I feel like Ryan, yeah, you got a masterful left hook. I get that, but what about all the other times you can't land that hook?
they ain't gonna just be ducking each other though.
And that's
Exactly.
what he's
I
gonna
hope
do.
not. I hope they
Not
ain't
only
Can
carry
you understand what
that
Boots is dishing out?
135
I just don't
torch.
see Oscar sanctioning that. I don't see it. In my opinion, I don't see it.
I just
But I could
hope
be
they
wrong
don't
though.
carry that 135 torch, man. They ain't ducking each other. I hope they ain't doing that shit.
Ryan looking spooky though.
Yeah, that southpaw stance will take that left hook away. Boots will take that left hook away. Fighting southpaw, he'll negate that thing.
Man, Boots gonna feel that shit and not even worry about it. He gonna just keep doing it. Keep going at him until that nigga till he break his ass down.
Like I said, I
How
think
many hooks you think listen, how many hooks you think Boots can take from Ryan Garcia before he get dropped?
all night long.
I don't even think I don't think Ryan gonna every time Ryan throw a punch, Boots gonna have something for it. Two or three, three or more punches for it. So I can't tell you that.
Yeah.
Because Ryan might
Okay,
go out.
I don't know. I think it's an interesting fight.
Ryan
Would
might
y'all
go
watch
out.
it? Would y'all want to watch it, or y'all think
I'm
just Ryan
watching
just
it.
gonna get watched? They thought
I'm
Devin was
watching it.
gonna watch Ryan too. Y'all thought Devin was gonna
No,
watch Ryan too.
Boots is different now, man.
He
Boots is
probably
different.
would have if it wasn't for that Osterine.
Oh my
That's
god.
why I don't like talking about that shit, because Ryan Garcia cheated. It's really nothing like to say. He got his ass, he cheated. He beat
That's
up a
why
nigga
every
cheating.
time they say something positive about him, I gotta throw that Osterine back on
beat
his
up a
jacket.
nigga cheating. Beat up a nigga cheating.
Ryan look real focused. I would watch it.
Speak.
Him and Boots, I would watch it.
I'll watch him and Boots. I think that's a big fight. A big fight.
Ryan footwork is trash, bro. His footwork is trash. His defense is
I don't
trash. How you
see
gonna fight an elite fighter like Boots?
Exactly.
Shout out
it's
to
his
boxing.
defense.
Hold on, let me say something about this. Shout out to Boxing Hacker with the $5 in the super chat. He says, remember, these guys grew up with each other from the amateurs. So the way we see Boots is not the way Ryan and Devin see Boots. Shout out Boxing Happy.
That's true. That's 100% true.
And I just want to say, like,
Them niggas used to each
and
other.
fighters have certain attributes to it overcomes their flaws, right? Like Ryan got the speed and the power, so obviously his speed and his power has overcome his lack, whatever he's lacked in a skill level, at a skill in his skill set. And so now you can see he's back with Derek James working on the fundamentals, fixing those things in addition to having that different type of skill set. So I think while he's working on those things,
Yeah.
he still will be able to be competitive. I'm not saying he's an elite fighter, but he can compete with the elite fighters and he can whoop your ass if he catch you slipping.
Who you
That's all
talking
He's
I'm
a
about,
saying.
Ryan?
quitter. I
Who you
think
talking
he's a
about, Ryan?
quitter
Yeah.
though. Like Ryan Garcia, like in a fight like last night, he would have quit in that fight if he fought in
Yeah.
that type of fight.
I think
Ryan already told us
I
he'll
mean,
I think
he
quit.
may
Ryan.
have, but what does that have to do with what I'm saying though?
I
It has a
think
lot to do if you
I
quit. Ryan Garcia is in love with his face. Anytime boxers look like that, when you start busting their face up, the first thing to think about, my face is getting messed up. And Ryan don't want to get his face. You ain't never seen Ryan's face
Ryan
messed up, never.
ain't he's never gave me that though. And he said his
nah
rib was
nah
He,
nah
broken.
he
Ryan
quit.
just
He
cause
quit against Tank. What you talking
just
about? This
He
dude
said his
quit.
rib was broke.
just cause
The
he
dude
a
looked at
pretty
Tank
boy,
and
just cause he a
he
He
pretty boy, that
said
quit.
don't
his
mean that
rib
he
was
The
broke.
man quit. The man quit. We seen guys with broken jaws, broken orbital bones, broken ribs continue to fight. This dude
but
quit.
But
he he
But
they
I
said Du
heard
Bois
those liver
quit in the
shots are the
hold on, hold
hardest.
on, hold on. They said Du Bois quit in the fight and he been able to redeem his career.
He had a broken orbital bone. That's what I'm saying. He had a broken orbital bone.
And Ryan Garcia had a broken rib.
No, he
Really?
didn't. He ain't had no
Yes,
broken
He had
he
no
rib.
just
broken rib.
he
The
No,
just
he
man
said it at
quit.
didn't.
the round. He just said it at the roundtable interview with Rowley. I just watched it today.
Oh, so now you
Oh,
believe
oh
Ryan.
Tank
yeah.
broke his
Now
rib.
So
yeah.
now you
Tank
Oh,
believe
broke
him.
his
come
rib.
on.
All right. I think Ryan. I think you need to hook him up to that little freaking device. What you call that thing? The
I think they
polygraph
get the.
test.
I
And hook
think
him
they get
up to
away
a
from the whole
polygraph. Then
conversation.
ask him questions. He's
The
a
Put
whole
patriot.
these
He has
weak
no
ass in the
credibility.
comments.
we weren't
I
saying
That's
he
mean,
would
usually why
win.
y'all
We were
niggas
just
be
saying,
liking
do you
Ryan
think he
too.
would fight him?
yeah,
That's all we were
because
asking.
he claimed he was rehydrated. That's why when he got hit in the stomach, he couldn't
Oh
get
my
back up.
god.
So we don't know what's going on with
He
this
said a
guy.
lot of different things.
He's a
And
cheater. He's a liar. That's why I don't even know why this nigga even getting this type of light. But there you go.
Look at T's comment, and that gives you all the reason right there.
I think they just like the way Ryan look, y'all. That's
That's what
that's
I'm
what it
trying
is.
to tell you. Nigga called him a model. What the fuck that got to do with boxing, homie? The fuck that got to do with boxing? Like, so you telling me if Ryan didn't look how he looked, like they probably would treat him like they treat Conor Benn. But since he looked like Ryan, that's what it is.
I mean,
Oh,
yeah, he's marketable.
he's a
That's all it
Diabolical.
model.
really is.
How
He's
you look at him on the
marketable.
Knicks and then automatically say he's a model and start laughing? Like, what kind of freak time freak on, bro?
hey, they say Ron be selling them reflex bags for $380. He can keep them hoes.
Big Supreme's hilarious.
Nasty work.
Yo,
No, I
People
think
gotta do
nasty.
better, bro.
For real.
Paid in
Can't
full. I can't see. I
can't
can't. You
mess
got to
his
turn your
face
mic
up.
and your camera. We'll see, man. We'll see. Hopefully, Devin is victorious and we get the rematch without all the shenanigans. I just don't want no shenanigans, man. Just make the rematch.
I want Devin to beat up Ryan, man. I don't like Ryan. I don't like him at all.
What up, paid in full? What you got for the show? Paid in full, you there?
Yeah, my bad.
What up? What you got for the show?
Now I'm just pulling up to talk to y'all.
Oh, okay. We talking about this card next week. Rolly, Ryan, Ramirez, Haney, Tio, um,
Barbosa.
Barboza. I mean, I
Uh,
feel like the Tio Barboza fight. I've been hearing both sides. People like Tio gonna win. People like Barboza gonna win. I
that
don't
might be a
know.
good.
I don't
That
know
might
if
be a good ass fight. I ain't got no horse in that race, but as far as Rolly and Ryan, I think that's gonna be it's gonna be kind of a up to grabs kind of fight within the first probably 6 rounds, just because they both fresh. But I think Rolly gonna fade towards the back half, and Ryan gonna end up stopping him.
Man, I think that fight ended early. I think Rolly gonna walk right into some.
yep.
Probably so for sure.
I think Ryan gonna look different. He been back with Derrick James. I think 2-3 fights with Derrick James. And I think we'll see a different Ryan in the ring. And I think, we was thinking 147 gonna be whack, but 147 heating up. You got Ryan there now, you got Devin there now, you got T.O. there now. And somebody tell me what Devin, because he said in the Cigar Talk interview, the fight was at 144 and he easing his way up to 147. Like, why are you easing your way up to 147? Like, I didn't really
because
understand.
because he was fighting at 140.
So
Is that a thing? And I'm just not aware of fighters ease their way up to the next weight class.
Well, now
if you're not sure
I
about
don't
your
think it's just
chin,
Devin. Him and whatchamacallit, both coming from
Man,
140, ain't they?
hell no. I ain't never
Ramirez.
heard nobody easing their way up there. You either going to 147 or you not.
Facts.
That's what he
I
said.
agree. I
That's what he
agree with
said.
that. You go into the weight division, move up. But he tried to do that Canelo weight. Canelo had that weight, that 155. That was only for him.
I mean, but he not Canelo. And why
Yeah,
not
that's
just
what it
go up
comes
to the
down to.
weight class though? Like, what the hell?
No,
It's
but
not like
before
Canelo
this
was
fight
small.
though,
It's not
didn't
like
Devin say
he's
that?
small.
Didn't Devin say that before the fight though? Before this fight was announced, he said after the Ryan fight, Devin said he was fighting that 140 all catch weights. Didn't he say that?
yeah, he did say that. He said he's gonna start fighting at whatever weight class he wants.
Yeah, so that's crazy because if he is fighting at 144, that means he's going to be bringing somebody up or bringing somebody down. So where's the outrage for that?
No, because Ramirez coming from 142, ain't he?
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah,
I
but
guess.
they said that he
But
wanted
he
he
still,
wanted the 144, not Ramirez. Devin wanted that.
yeah, he wanted that because he pulling somebody up to fight at 144. That's what I'm saying.
Who is the
He
somebody you talking about though?
he's moving up to 147, which is 144, and he's pulling his
Is
next
that what that
opponent up to
is?
144 with him to
Who
fight.
who doing who
So he
doing that?
pulling up. He's supposed to be fighting Ryan though. What opponent coming before Ryan?
So is he gonna fight Ryan at 144 or 147?
At 147.
It's supposed to be at 147 because Ryan Garcia gonna have him or Rolly, whoever win that fight, gonna have that secondary belt to line them
So
up to
why
fight
wouldn't he
Boots.
fight his tune-up fight at 147 so he could be acclimated to the weight? Why would you fight at 144 and then go fight Ryan at 147? You've never
Maybe
even
because
fought him
he
at
ain't maybe
147.
because he wasn't too sure when it first happened that he was going like 147 was comfortable. And they both agreed upon that, him and Ramirez. But Ramirez been at 140 for forever. For like damn,
That's what I'm
forever.
saying. That don't make no sense at all.
So they both agreed to it. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure if they wanted to go to 147, then that'll
But
happen.
why wouldn't I fight at 147 if my next biggest fight of my life is going to be
I
at
don't know. I
47?
can't speak for that man. I can't speak for him. I can't speak for none. I can't speak for him nor Ramirez.
Yeah, I
They
feel
both
you though. That is
they
kind
both
of weak though. I mean,
they,
sh-
they
should
both chose that.
yeah, they should go to one. Just go ahead and go to 147. It's only 3 pounds.
I want to know, but look, I want to know if Barbosa and Tio where they fighting at 140 or 47.
That fight is at 140, I believe.
And Tio just said recently in the interview that he gonna go to 147. If he can't get the fights that he wanted there, he gonna switch to 154. So that's
Yeah,
that's
Tio
Theo
just
say
ain't
a
going
lot
no
of
damn
shit.
not.
He
154.
damn sure.
Nah, he seemed confident that he said if he can't get the Boots or the Ryan or Devin fight
He
at
stay
that,
lying.
he said he gonna go to 154.
He gonna go all the way to 154 to get his ass whooped.
Man, them guys
But
bigger than y'all think, but I don't think Tio that big though. But
we've been on
a
here.
lot
It's
of a
seven
lot of guys.
o'clock. So I want to thank everybody for joining me today. Thank you for coming up on the panel. This is the Sunday weekly recap show. We talked about the Conor Benn fight, the Tank Roach rematch confirmed. We didn't really get to cover Turkey getting exposed. We talked about it a little bit, but nobody want to talk about that Turkey now because we've been telling y'all. If you go back to my old videos, I've been put up a video about him getting fans arrested for absolutely no reason except having their own opinion.
That's wild.
Turkey is coming from a place where there is no freedom of speech. They will put you in prison for 19 years for a tweet. Crazy work. But I'm going to go around the panel and let everybody get their final 2 cents off. Frequent flyer, you ain't been up here in a while. We're gonna start with you. What's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
We ain't get to it, but I was just thinking about Conor Benn. Moving back down to 147. You know, he seemed like he seemed like he want to fight Boots. That's what he was trying to the fight that he was trying to get before that fight that happened. But I just don't see Eddie Hearn letting that happen. I don't think Eddie is going to just feed Conor Benn to Boots like that. And I also was wondering what made Eddie Hearn fall from grace with Turkey Sheik, because
Yeah, me too. I haven't heard none. This real hush hush.
yeah, I'm still wondering about that. I thought somebody had some information about that, or we probably was going to touch on that. But
Nah, I ain't got no scoop
salute to
yet.
everybody on the panel. I appreciate you. 2 cents
All right.
letting us come up here and everything. Salute to everybody in the chat, and I'm out.
I
Peace out. Peace
frequent.
out. Peace out. Dragon Assassin, what's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Yeah, salute for having me on the panel. Great fight weekend. Hopefully, we get Devin Haney and Tio and Ryan Garcia. That fight lives up to some expectations and answers a few questions, and we get the rematches that we want to see. Also 2 cents, yeah, regarding posh accent. So posh accent is regarding Chris Eubank and them. People that are like middle class and upper class, they've got money and they look down on people not in their class. So that's what I mean by posh accents when they're putting on a show and people that are wealthy. So we usually call them
Right.
snobs. We usually call them snobs because they look down on people that's lower than them. So that's what I meant by posh accent. So yeah.
Okay. I
Thanks for
got
having
you.
me on the panel. Salute.
All right. Thank you.
Peace.
Man, y'all thought them. Listen, Chris Eubank dad ain't got nothing on these dads over here. I mean, him and Bill Haney is running neck to neck. I think Chris Eubanks, he's a senior, right? I think he's like just a tad bit, maybe just a little bit in front of Bill Haney. I mean, that guy is a character. Coach Eddie, what's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Yeah, good show today. I'm gonna reiterate. I enjoyed the whole fight card actually yesterday. Not just the main event. It was a good card to me. I like the Anthony Yard fight. I like the
Oh,
Liam Smith fight. I just like boxing. Period. Just getting exposed to the DAZN cards and the fighters in the UK. Just gives me something else to watch because. Like when Showtime and HBO, they went out of business. There was a vacuum left right there. And I miss Showtime boxing. They used to have the show box and the championship fights and the pay per view. I miss HBO boxing, HBO After Dark, HBO Showtime and the pay per view. So at least I'm just glad I get to see some type of boxing. I really enjoyed the ring walks yesterday. I thought that night Conor Benn ring walk, it was great to me. I liked it. This just me, maybe my old dude. I get tired of seeing these guys come out with these rappers. You don't know what they saying. They sound bad. They ain't even in sync with the music. It sound horrible. So at least it was just nice to have a decent ring walk. The atmosphere was good. 65,000 people. That was great. I would love for them to do something like that over here in the United States. Maybe have some arena type of atmospheres instead of bring the fights out of the casinos. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a lot of room for corruption, but corruption is everywhere. But I just like the whole thing. It was a good fight last night. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to both guys. Shout out to you. William Skull, does he have a chance? We'll see. I hope he puts up a good fight. I would love to see Canelo lose because I don't really like to do. I like every time he lose, I get happy. We only lost twice, so maybe William Skull can pull off the upset. I doubt it, but we'll see. I'm pulling for Rolly. I hope Rolly pulls off. I like upsets. You know what I'm saying? So upsets are good for boxing, brings everybody back to reality. But that's my call. Thanks for having me up, and salute to you.
all right. Shout out Coach Eddie. I want to shout out Terrell with the $5 in the Cash App. He says for Chef Curry, hand emoji check, hand check. I'm not sure what that means, but shout out to Terrell with the $5 in the Cash App. All right, let me get one more. Cedric Walker. Shout out Cedric Walker with the $5 in the Cash App. He says, for a great show, Queen, listening in. Shout out to Cedric Walker. All right, Jab Queen Boxing. What's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
That fight was okay. Like I said, when I looked into the backstory, I'm like, all right, I see what Eddie was trying to do. But me personally, I don't need to see a rematch. I think they both did what they could, and the better person edged it out. I really don't think Conor Benn is really all that good. But if he's in the 147 division still, because I know somebody said that he wasn't there anymore, but if he is still there, then, maybe he does fight a Barrios or a Boots or somebody like that. I got to be honest, I really never paid that much attention to him. So I guess we'll see moving forward what he has planned. And as far as this card next week, and I'm excited. I want to see how Devin looks. And I want to see who wins, Ryan or Rolly. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure that Ryan is going to win, but I want to see how Rolly looks, because he's been training with somebody new. He don't have Bullet no more. So I want to see how he look. You know what I mean? I didn't get to watch any of the undercard. I really didn't even get to watch that fight until this morning, actually. So I really don't have a lot on the undercard as far as like who won and all of that. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all I got for now. I'm tired.
All right, Jab Queen Boxing. Thank you for coming up
Of
and
course.
sharing your 2 cents. And I will see you Tuesday.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Big Supreme. Close us out. What's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
My final 2 cents is, I support what Coach Eddie was saying as far as like the event. I just didn't like that. Like for me as a bettor, like there was no knockouts on the card. I thought that was very weird. But I was entertained. I liked the Conor Benn fight. I think Chris Eubanks Sr. as a character. I think he's very funny. I think in a post-fight interview in the ring, he was saying like John Rastafari and all this other funny shit that made me laugh. So I was entertained. I think it was a good event, good fight. I think Conor Benn is a good fighter. Now, people are going to disagree, but I feel like that's more because Conor Benn doesn't have a likable personality. Like he had issues with Tank, he had issues with Haney and other guys. He seems like a dick, basically. But that doesn't mean he can't fight. I think, like I said, he's athletic, he's agile, he's explosive, he has fast hands, he has decent footwork. But he just needs to fine-tune some things. I feel like he's been with Tony Sims and his father for so long. He needs to move around. He needs to get some good sparring. Like he got some good sparring with William Skull, I believe. And I felt like there's room for improvement for him. Now, when you look at the Eubank fight, yes, he moved up 2 weight classes. So I guess another thing people don't realize too is when people talk about knockouts, right? In the 147 division, I believe that's the last weight class to have 8-ounce gloves. So I think 140, 135, 130, they use 8 ounces. I think once you get to 154, you're using 10 ounces. So now he moved up to 160. He had heavier gloves against a naturally bigger man. So to say his punching power is not there, I feel like that's not accurate because he broke his jaw. I just felt like with heavier gloves.
No, the jaw thing is a rumor, allegedly.
No, I think that the Ring magazine posted something that said that he went to the hospital. So I don't know if that's a rumor or not, but they did say he went to the hospital. And in the post-fight, you look at his jaw, it looks broken deep. So maybe it is a rumor. Maybe they probably over-exaggerating it, but when you look at Haney and his fight with Ryan, it's clear he had a broken jaw. And I feel like Eubank had the same face, basically, So I just feel like when you're working weight, your punching power is not really going to travel unless like you really could punch because of the weight of the gloves. And he's fighting a naturally bigger man, and I think he did well. But when you look at 147 and you look at the top 10, I feel like a lot of people probably not pay attention to the division. But who's there? You got Boots, Danny Jonas, you got Alexis Rocha, you got Rohan Polanco, who's coming up for 140. You got Shakram Giasov. Like, you're going to tell me this guy can't beat top 10 at welterweight? You got Jin Sasaki. Like, I feel like he beats pretty much all of them guys except probably Boots, really, and Brian Norman. I feel like he could beat. Yeah, I think so. Who can really beat him?
He can't beat Ryan. He can't beat Ryan.
I don't even think Ryan's gonna go to 147. Like he does catch weights.
He at 47 now.
I don't know. I think they
He
doing
fighting
a test
Rolly
run.
at 47.
But even
No,
then, when he's
Devin doing
fighting
the
Rolly,
catch
you
weight.
bringing up a smaller guy though. This guy was at 135, 140, now 147, so it's not the same. If you was to move up to 147 and fight Alexis Vulture or Paul Raul Curiel or something like that, then I could be like, all right, he's really trying to acclimate himself to the weight class. But you're bringing up a smaller guy, so it's like,
But we
yes, you
all
might.
we all coming up from 140 together.
Not, that's what I'm saying. It's not you're not really gonna get acclimated because you got to fight a guy like Alexis Vulture who's been at 147 his whole career. Raw Curiel, Stanley Jonas, Gearshoff, like these guys became professional at 147. So I feel like it's different than fighting a guy that's acclimating himself just like you. You get what I'm saying? Like you could fight someone like a Santalon to see where you at. If you can't handle a Santalon, you probably can't handle Stanley Jonas. You probably can't
Right.
handle boots. So like, yes, Ryan got that left hook. He's powerful, but I think they be overselling a little bit with him. You know? And I feel like when you look at Conor Benn and how he's treated, like you look at like a interview or something like that, or a video with him sparring, whatever. It's a bunch of egg comments, excellence, this, Benedict Arnold, all these other egg jokes, right? But with Ryan, it's like, no, I'm serious. But Ryan, we look the other way. It's because, like what T said, I guess because he's handsome. So you telling me because this man is handsome.
Pretty privilege.
Basically, he got pretty privilege. I mean, you got dudes in the comment section saying that, look at Ryan, he's a model. Oh my God, like nigga, we looking at him on the mix with Derrick James, bro. You don't want to talk about how he's fainting or how sharp he looks. You'd rather talk about his face, bro. Oh, man, like, so this is my thing, right? Just to wrap up the comment thing, right? I really like the looking at the box rec standings and the boxing scene, rankings and stuff like that. So I really believe Conor Benn could be champion at 147. Now, I think he turned that opportunity for the IBF because of the rehydration clause. But you're not going to tell me someone that was that competitive with Chris Eubank, who was supposed to fight Canelo, can't beat Barrios. Like, I know we like Barrios. He fought Keith Thurman. He fought Tank. He's with PBC. He's a dog. But he's been in a lot of wars. And I've seen people that are not as explosive as Conor Benn land on Barrios flush. Fabian Madonna, Abel Ramos, even the guy before that. So it's like, I think if he used to fight Conor Benn, he might get knocked out. And like I said, you got to think about the weight of the gloves. Once you get to the 150 mark, they use heavier gloves. So if he was to fight the same way he does and fight Barrios, I think he would stop Barrios. That's just my opinion. Now, if you can see what Eddie Hearns does forward him, I don't know where he's going to go from here. I just felt like they just wanted a big money fight because they know the legacy, the family, stuff like that. So they knew that it would be a big event. So they got the bag. They got 10 million apiece, allegedly. I don't know where he goes from here, but if he goes back to welterweight, I think he could become champion. And that's my 2 cents on that. But as far as next week, with Ryan and Rolly, I don't think it's going to be competitive. I think it's disrespectful because we've been saying that Tank ain't fighting nobody for years, but then you got Ryan and Rolly as the co-main event. So it's like, did he really not fight nobody?
No, they
You
the
got
main event. They the main event, not the
so
co-main event.
that make it even worse. You got two dudes that Tank
Exactly.
knocked out during the main event, but they saying that Tank ain't fighting nobody. Then you got dudes calling out Pitbull. They saying he's draining this person, but they don't bring up the rehydration clauses with Conor Benn. It's just very weird. Like I feel like with boxing, it's just they pick and choose based on who they like. So yeah, so I think that's not gonna be competitive. I think Tio's gonna beat Barbosa, and I think Haney's gonna stop Ramirez. But that's my 2 cents on that though.
All right, thank you for
Matter of
closing
fact,
us
hold on,
out.
I want to stick around because Tony talking about he want to pull out. I want to hear what Tony got to say.
Oh, Tony here. All right, shout out to Hannibal with the 2 cent. I mean 2 cents with the $10 in the super chat. He says, "Respect to Tank, number one fan, 2 cents." Shout out Hannibal. All right. You say you want to hear what Tony had to say? Where Tony at? Oh, all right, Tony. I'm gonna let you click the link and give your 2 cents, and I'm closing out the show. Come on up. Shout out to everybody that supported the channel today through the Cash App or through the Super Chat. Come on, Tony, ain't got all day. So you think Conor Benn can be champion at 147? That's interesting. That's interesting. What up, Tony? What you got?
What's going on? Give me the rundown.
We was just talking about the Devin fight, the fight card coming up next week with Ryan and Devin. And do you think Conor Benn could go to 47 and become champion?
Okay, so the Devin Haney fight, I think he should win it. You never know what a fighter has left until they get back in the ring to see. But I mean, we just watched Ramirez get completely outclassed by Barboza. He couldn't hit a moving target to save his life. So, I mean, stylistically, it's a fight that Devin should win very easily, unless he's shell shocked, which we'll have to see. But if he's not, he wins. Easy fight for him to win. Tio Barboza, um, that's going to be an interesting fight because if Barboza fights him from the outside like he can, Tio's going to have a lot of issues because he's proven time and time again he needs you to walk to him for him to be able to beat you. Um, I don't know. That's a 50-50 fight in my opinion. Who else was it? Ryan Rowley. I don't really care who wins the fight. I think whoever lands can win that fight. I mean, Rowley hasn't really fought. Ryan hasn't really fought. Um, one's coming off a loss. One's coming off of a win that doesn't count. So, I mean, I would favor Ryan Garcia, but you can never count somebody out with dum strength. And Rowley can land on them, man. It could be a flashback from whenever they were kids. So who knows? As far as Eubank and Ben goes, there won't be a rematch. There's no way there'll be a rematch because in the rematch, there's going to be no rehydration clause. And Eubank's going to control all terms. It's not going to be a small ring. Nothing that they did the first time around is going to fly in the second one because Eubank doesn't need the fight. Ben needs it because he lost, and he lost decisively. So again, I don't see that match happening again because it would pretty much be damaging Conor Benn's career, and he's not that far into it. As far as him being a champion at 147, I always forget about Mario Barrios because he's not that good. So he might be able to beat Mario Barrios. He might if he goes back down. But I think that's the only champion he can beat. I don't foresee Conor Ben beating none of them other dudes. I think Boots will put him on his backside. I think there's a good chance that Norman will put
What
him on
about
his
Brian
backside
Norman?
too. So I
Oh, okay.
that's what I said. Yeah, I said I think
Okay,
Brian
okay.
Norman. There's a good chance he puts him on his backside too. And the thing about it is people are making out like a big deal that Conor Ben took a lot of shots from Chris. But you got to understand something. Chris isn't known as a world-beating power puncher. So while he has respectable power, he's not a one-shot knockout artist. So yeah, he survived him, but he was all lumped up and messed up after the fight. Now we know Eubanks' jaw was not broke because that came out today that was a lie. And I thought that sounded funny when I heard it last night because Chris was talking. Normally, when you get a broke jaw, you're not talking. Like, you're not going to form sentences. And if you do, it's going to sound like your tongue's been cut out. So I think they just got him there because of the damage he took to his eye. He probably got stitches and they're just holding him. But outside of that, Conor Benn, back to him, he sustained a beating from a guy who was weight drained. Now, if there was no weight limitations after the weigh-in, who knows what that fight would have played out like? Because we do know that Chris beat him drained. So if he was 100%, it would be even worse for Ben, in my opinion. So like I said, coming back full circle, I don't know how good his chin really is against a guy like Boots or Norman. It's yet to be seen. His power, maybe it disappeared because he went up in weight class twice now, one at 154, one at 160. But again, I just don't see the explosion that he used to have before the AIDS. I don't see it. And if he doesn't have it, even a bad fighter like Mario Barrios could put them paws on him. So, because one thing about Mario is he has proven to be durable. And while Chris was fading in that fight, so was Ben. So Mario may be able to weather the storm. I think that's the best fight for him to take, though.
Okay. Well, I think that was it. We talked about the Tank rematch being confirmed for July 19th.
I mean, Tank needs it because, in my opinion,
Oh my God,
all them
Tank.
boys beat Lamont Roach. They all beat him. They all. And Tank needs to right that wrong. Tank needs to go in there. See, I don't believe a fighter
You
needs to be
you
in.
start you, Tony. As soon as you started capping, you started breaking up. Can you hear me?
No, there was no capping at all. You can hear me now?
Okay, you back.
Yeah, can you hear
Yeah, you
me?
back. You back.
Yo, okay. All I was saying is Tank needs it. He needs to look good. I disagree with a lot of people. I don't believe a fighter has to go out there and put on this spectacular, dominant performance when he fights Lamont. He just needs to beat him and beat him clearly. If he knocks him out, great. If he beats him on points, awesome. But he needs to beat him. Can't be no more controversial. Can't be no more taking knees. He's got to straight up beat him, and then he can move on with his career. But I mean, this is his chance to right the wrong. So we're gonna see because Tank should be on overdrive in his training. It shouldn't be no excuses. I didn't take him serious. I thought it was gonna be an easy fight. All those go out the window in the rematch. So we'll see how it goes. Um, I think Lamont has a very good shot at beating Tank in a rematch because I didn't really see Tank ever hurt him, and Tank just doesn't throw enough, in my opinion. He relies on that knockout, and it's that old saying, "What do you do when the knockout never comes?" So we'll see if it comes. Outside of
All
that,
right,
I'm about to
cool.
pull up the Zaxby's. I'm about to get this food. Y'all have a good night. Appreciate y'all letting me on.
All right, Tony. Thank you for coming up, giving me your 2 cents. All right, Big Supreme. You got some more you gonna say? You want to respond to something Tony said? All right, y'all. I want to thank everybody for joining me today. I will be live again Tuesday, 10:30 p.m. for 2 cents after dark. Y'all know we have a good time over there. But thank you to everybody that came on the panel and gave their 2 cents today. We didn't get any call-ins today, but that's cool. Thank you for everybody that monetarily supported the channel. Thank you for hitting the Cash App. Thank you for hitting the Super Chat. If you're listening to the replay of this live, be sure to hit a Super Thanks. And if it's your first time here, and you subscribe to the channel, let me know in the comments below. Put I subscribe. And listen, if you don't want your host all in the videos, timing you out the chat, putting you in the background, kicking you off the panel, putting you on mute, come on over to 2 Cents Boxing, where we talk everything boxing and everybody's entitled to their own opinion.